Welcome to LoganRobo's channel, broadcasting live on twitch.tv/LoganRobo and on youtube.com/@LoganRobo. Tonight's game is The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, and I really hope the judge doesn't notice that this entire trial I'm going to be thinking about what's going on my Tomodachi Life Island. Thank you for tuning in to twitch.tv/LoganRobo and youtube.com/@LoganRobo. Please enjoy the stream.
Dear chat, please remind Logan that he is a good man, a man who cares about people, a man who brings joy to those around him. Too bad he uses light mode.
And we are live! Thank you very much for the 10 bits, Rukov. And yeah, using light mode, I guess it just undoes all of the goodwill. Okay, this game, the last two streams was like super quiet. The audio on my computer is not stable because now it seems really loud to me. Please let me know if you can hear me okay over the game or if I need to turn it down even more. I turned it down some during the introduction. In fact, I'm gonna turn it down a little bit right now and you guys can tell me if that's too far down. So give me just 1 second here to pull up, and you're back. There we go. We'll see how that is. But how is everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm excited to play some of this game tonight. Let's take a look at the chat over on Twitch. Extemporaneous was here bright and early with a look at a random Transformers check. Astroscope. I'm not actually sure who Astroscope is. He's not one of the prominent characters. It doesn't sound like a comics exclusive name. I mean, it might be. I'm gonna take a guess it's a mini-con from either Armada or Energon or Cybertron or something like that. Also, would you rather have 1 wish granted today or 5 wishes granted 50 years from now? I feel like that depends on like, are the 5 wishes stuff I wish for now and they come true in 50 years? Or like in 50 years, I will get 5 wishes? If it's the former, definitely a wish now, because I don't know what's gonna be going on in 50 years. That's a long time. And so I would think 1 wish now. Oak says, hey, Longa! And Magpie says, come, Magpie flying in, ready for a very attorney stream. Vex says, hello, Longa! And Weedle says, hi, chat. Oak says, I have to go very shortly, but I say hi for now. Also, because there's not many people filtering in yet on Twitch, I am right now currently caught up with chat. I'm not gonna count that as catching up, because I start in a default state of caught-uppedness. But how is everybody? Let me take a look over the YouTube chat. Oh, hang on, I gotta click something over here, and there we go. Over on YouTube, Turbo's here early, saying here bright and early, in parentheses, too early. Gosh, I'm tired. Are you doing okay? Like, what's kept you up, Rosie? My cat was adorable. She woke me. Okay, she got me up at like, in the middle of the night, like 4 a.m. And it was just because that her litter box is in the laundry room, and there was like a hamper of some laundry in the way, and she like led me to it. And she could get around it, but it's not where it's supposed to be, and it was just too scary, having a little bit of laundry sitting there on the floor between the door and the litter box, so I had to move it, and then she goes and use the litter box. She was very sweet and adorable. Frozy with a party popper emote. Valtube in all caps. It's starting! How are you doing, Valtube? It's good to see you. Dermo says, hey, y'all. Valtube says, hi, and Frozy says, thank you, Logan, for using light mode. I use it, so y'all don't have to. Hang on, normally right before stream, I put some chapstick on. I actually went and got it, and I forgot to actually put it on, and I can already feel my face all dried out, so I'm just gonna slather some of this on. Then we'll get into the trial. We'll recap. That's the good stuff. That's some birch bees. All right, so now I'll give you a recap on where we're at. Let's go ahead and load up the game. Again, let me know how the volume is, because like this game was super quiet for the last couple streams, and then I didn't change any more settings on it, and now it's like super loud, it seemed like. And so please let me know, because like my volume doesn't change, it's just what is being output. Okay, so we're having our first cross-examination of the case. Our client, just to recap for those who were not here last time, let's see, okay, I don't want to hit present because then it'll do like, yeah, the coordinates. So our client is this Irish philanthropist dude Looks like it looks like a cross between Willy Wonka and Mad Hatter from Batman the Animated Series. And he was riding in an omnibus, like a horse-drawn carriage that has like a rooftop balcony thing, with the victim. It was a thrice-fired Mason, I think was his name. And the dude was stabbed. And our client says that he fell asleep. And we had this guy right here. Beppo was the driver of the carriage, and the two people over to his left, our right, were the two people up on the top of the carriage, and there was like a window to look down into it. However, the window has like a latch. Like from up there, you can get in. So I'm thinking one of these two guys in the top was the murderer. But we have our first cross-examination here. You guys know the rules. We're gonna listen to everything. We're gonna press all the statements, and then after that, we'll figure out what we're gonna present. So actually, yeah, let's review our evidence, what we have here. Because we can't switch over to people, but this is just our armband. We have the autopsy report prepared by Scotland Yard. Cause of death, internal hemorrhaging as a result of a single stab wound to the abdomen. So yeah, thrice fired Mason, occupation brickmaker, stabbed once in the abdomen with knife whilst journeying in an omnibus, died due to internal hemorrhaging resulting from the trauma. Here's a photograph of the dude. The photo description makes a big point about how his hat is kind of obscuring the top part of his head, so I guess that'll be important. There's the knife in his gut, and then in addition to that, we have a pair of gloves that belong to the defendant, which has his blood on it. And he's saying that he woke up, saw the knife, and like pulled the knife out, which I don't know if you're actually supposed to do. Like, I know in movies, like, oh, I got stabbed, gotta yank that out. But I've been told, and this is not medical advice, I could be wrong. I've been told that if you have like a knife in you, you should probably leave it in, because that knife might be the only thing preventing the blood from just gushing out of the wound. So he might have accidentally killed this guy. I don't know. So we got the gloves, and then right here is the omnibus, which we were able to examine in great detail, go in, look around. An 8-seater omnibus that was the scene of the crime. There were passengers both inside the carriage and on the roof deck that night. Everybody caught up? Everybody on board? Everybody remember what we're doing here? In that case, let me read one or two more quick comments in the chat, then we will get into this cross-examination. Magpie says, I held my cat up so she could see the window to chirp at some birds today. It was cute. I love that. I love it, because my cat doesn't like jump up on a lot of stuff. So yeah, I love like either lifting her up on stuff. Sometimes she'll hop up on my bed, and so I'll open the blinds, right? But I don't like open up the whole thing, but I'll like prop open, because it's those, what are the slotted blinds? And I'll open it up so that she can like look through and peer at the birds, and she loves it because there's like a little bird feeder thing right outside. Eglin says, wrong category on Twitch, by the way. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you're right. Oh, I'm an idiot. Let me fix that right now. I should have known that I did something wrong. There we go. And see if that refreshes. Boy, there were a lot of, probably not a lot, but there were probably a handful of people tuning in on Twitch with checking for the wrong thing. Thank you, Eglin. I can't believe I forgot. That is a mistake I have not made in a long time. Says, still seal telltale on my end. Oak says, yeah, volume sounds good to us, if not a bit quiet. Okay, in that case, I'm going to take the volume back up to here and see how that is. Says, yeah, you are not supposed to pull the knife out. Okay, there we go. Again, not medical advice. Not a doctor. But yes, let me take a look over the YouTube chat. Dermo says, my cat also kept me up. The loud rain scared them. Oh no! My cat is such a little coward about that type of thing. Anytime there's rain or thunder or anything like that outside, she gets so scared. Valtube says, Magnus is one of the best Great Ace Attorney characters. Everybody's been saying that. I think he's fine so far, but everyone's acting like, oh, he's amazing. So I figure like there's gonna be some other facet of his character that we just haven't seen yet. His whole thing is that he's basically like Scrooge McDuck if Scrooge McDuck were Irish and human. And probably appropriate for the time period. Scrooge McDuck, I don't know if you guys realize this, in like official Disney lore, Scrooge McDuck is dead. He died like in the 50s or 60s or 70s or something like that. Cause like his life, like if you ever read the life and times of Scrooge McDuck, they're tied to very specific years. And so yeah, he's long since passed. So just so you know, in case you're a fan of his character, he's dead. He's absolutely dead, like buried. They have a tombstone for him and everything. Let's play a little bit of the game now and do some of this cross-examination. As I said, you guys know the deal. We press on every statement and then we'll present some evidence afterward.
It was the last bus of the evening, so I had few customers. I remember it well.
Hold it! I like that we got that instead of yes. Now he says yes. I think it was sometime after 10, wasn't it?
Oh, yes, sir. That's right, sir. Ever so cold it was, sir. Freezing, in fact.
Oh, I forgot that we can look around to other people. Okay, because that's the thing. They're all in the stand. And they were all reacting normally, I think. Okay. And you had 4 passengers on board at the time, is that correct?
Oh, yes, that's right, sir. Not all traveling in the same part of the bus. Of course, no.
Okay. No one's acting normal. And there were no other passengers when the incident took place. No one alighted? For example, what does alighted mean? Does that mean drunk? Hang on. Alighted. Definition. Alighted is the past tense participle of alight, meaning to descend from a vehicle or dismount, land after flight. Okay, so someone else who had been there but left and was not. Okay, that's what we're saying.
You're quite right with that, sir. No other passengers like that. No one.
God, we're gonna have to every single cross-examination zigzag back and forth like this. That's gonna get real old real fast. So, nobody fled the scene of the crime then?
I have to say, the boss insists on it running, he does, every evening, the last bus of the day.
I forgot to look around.
But I do wonder sometimes if it's altogether worthwhile. Yes, sorry to say.
What do you mean by that?
Well, what with it being so cold and everything, and only making 20 pence on the run, you see.
Aye.
Yes, I spend that much at the pub on the way home, just trying to warm up again.
Hey, he's a drunk. Maybe that's why his nose is all red. Fair play! That's right, that was his name. The victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other on the inside of the bus. I like that we can see the other two, so I don't have to zip back and forth as much with bro here. Hold it! And you saw them through the skylight in the roof of the carriage? That's right, when you sit up on the top deck, the window's right there at your feet. There was a lamp on inside, so I had a pretty good view. Have we asked which row each of them were on? Who was in the back row and who was on the front row? The 2 of them were wearing hats, and I couldn't exactly make out their faces. Oh, that's why the hat is going to be important for Mason. So, hang on, they're sitting next to each other. I thought they were across from each other for some reason. But there's not a shred of doubt in my mind that it was Mr. Mick Gilded. How can you be so sure? Well, how can I put it politely? Miss Mick Gilded is a gentleman of a rather small stature. I couldn't have mistaken him for anyone else. Oh, that's right. I forgot to tell you guys, we got a Dracula here. We got a vampire as our prosecutor. Let's not forget that when the vehicle came to a halt, the only people inside the enclosed cabin were the deceased Mr. Mason and Mr. McGilded. There is no room for doubt here. Oh, I really wish there was. Oh, and the other thing from last stream is that this is important to us because this is our bar exam. We get to stay as a lawyer if we win, and we get booted off back to Japan if not. Then out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts. So that's okay, maybe it's reached over next to him. It's the difference between reaching across and reaching around. It's a little reach around action. I've heard of that. I don't know what it is. Hold it! You actually saw the exact moment it happened? Didn't I already testify to that? Ha! Or our fair dinkum. Or our fair dinkum hard-working city bankers not considered trustworthy these days. What is dinkum? There's so many words in this, I don't know. Dinkum. Dinkum definition. Dinkum is an Australian/New Zealand informal term meaning authentic, genuine, honest, or true. Okay, we're not in Australia or New Zealand. Oh, no, I didn't mean that. This is no good. I've really got his back up. Wait, I've really got his back up? This is English, but I don't know what they're saying. Agabo! My lord. Hang on. The jury could pipe in with stuff? This is no good. Okay, perhaps you could just tell us what you saw in a little more detail, if that's... Okay, so the juror with a knife has something to say. I just realized who this dude reminds me of. Not so much with the knife, but you know who this is? Okay, so I want you to see if you're on the same page with me. Imagine this guy with this same suit and everything, but everything is... hang on! Nora, reign with a party of 5! Welcome, Nora! Actually, do we have any mods here to do a shout out for Nora? I don't know if we do or not, so I think... oh, no, Vera's coming in with the Nora raid. Vera, would you be so kind as to do a quick shout out for Nora? After the shout out, I will continue with the thought process that I was having a moment ago. But how was your stream? I popped in for a little bit, but I saw it was like an anime that I wasn't familiar with, like you were watching it.
Why?
Oh.
I really don't want you to.
Maya.
Like, you've had one case.
You're not a good lawyer,
You
Nick.
don't have you've had one case, and that one case, you had help.
You had so much help. You're
Really
bad at your
don't
job.
want you to. Please don't.
Yay, Maya! But yeah, I said I popped in for a little bit because both you and Queen Katie were streaming. I popped into both. I saw you were watching an anime that I wasn't familiar with. I'm like, I don't want to risk like spoilers. So I had you kind of lurking in the background for a bit. But I hope your stream went well. Hello, Raiders. I don't know if it's just all people we know like Vero and Atlantic. If there's more people, let me give a quick rundown of the channel. Hi, my name is Logan. We stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays, huh?
It was Yuri.
Because of course. Because of course it was Yuri. Of course, it's Nora. I probably should have stuck around much because it's not something that I was probably ever going to watch on my own at any time. But I wasn't sure. So thank you, Vero, and thank you for the 10 bits. I really, really appreciate that. But yeah, so like I was saying, Raiders, if there's anybody new, our schedule, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays. This is our main game that we're playing right now, the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We're alternating with some shorter games. We just finished Season 1 of Batman the Telltale series last stream. We might take a break before Season 2, play some other stuff this next upcoming week. Tomorrow, however, is canceled because it's my mom's birthday. So, yeah, hi. And I don't know if someone's already done this. Vero might have already, but here's our link tree. I'll post this into the chat. I'm also going to copy this over onto YouTube because I ought to get in the habit of just doing that. And I did now update the schedule. I forgot to last stream, but it's updated now, so you can check it out. Okay, so as I was just saying, though, I finally realized what this guy reminds me of, and I want to see if you guys can think of it too. So picture this guy, just like in your mind's eye, this gentleman. Take away the knife, though. He doesn't have a knife, but picture this guy, but make his hat, his suit, everything a very vivid, bright emerald green. Okay, are you guys seeing it? Are you seeing it? This is a bright, vivid emerald green. Maybe the suit like even goes into the pants. Like I'm not even sure how that blended. I don't remember. And then just like dancing around, people talking about him on Tumblr, him singing how bad can I be? Do you guys see this? I mean, not so much with like the curling around sideburns. It's totally the Onceler. He's Onceler. He is. That's who he reminds me of anyway. Just so you know. Oh yeah, I will read a couple comments in the chat though before we get back to the game. Let's see. Eglin says, finished my last in-person class. I still have finals, but there's zero way I can fail any of them bad enough not to graduate. The worst I can get a final grade is a C, so I'm graduating no matter what. Congratulations, Eglin! That's awesome! Oak says I'm rapidly running out of room on my Tomodachi Island. I only have like 8. Well, I think when I did the 7th or 8th, at one point my island, the boundaries, the buoys moved out. It's bigger now. So, yeah. I have decided on Tomodachi Life, I need to just start making a whole bunch of islanders. Because, like, some of them are getting crushes on each other and stuff. It's like, dude, wait, you haven't met everybody yet. So it's just too much all at once. Let me read a couple more comments over on YouTube chat. I got to scroll up just a little bit. Oh, we got to scroll up a bunch. Dermo says, love McGilded, just dislike the localization for inaccuracies. The fan translation was better in that regard. Did this game have a fan translation too, like Investigations too? Valtube says, what? Toshi says, study time. Logan Robo time. Oh, study time, sleeping. Logan Robo time. How you doing, Toshi? Toshi says, hey, everyone. Dermo says, Logan, let me save you some time. There's a sound effect if someone reacts to a statement. Oh, okay, sound effect. Got you. Thank you.
Speaking of Tomo Life, did you check the miscellaneous chat also? Yes, this game took so long to localize.
I have not checked the miscellaneous chat, to be honest. When I went on Discord earlier, I'm like, general chat, pop into the Hey Hey channel, and then all of my attention got devoted to the Transformers channel, so I'm behind on Discord. I will check that out. Is there something I need to check out now, or should I check it out after the stream? But thank you very much for the 10 bits. Let's play a bit more of the game. So this guy is talking. My lord. Hey, juror number 3. That's his name, by the way. Juror, first name, number, middle name 3, from the 3 family. What's the meaning of this? My mind is made up, my lord, completely and utterly made up. Hajima?
You can check it out whenever, but I made a character you might appreciate.
Oh yeah, I gotta check this out. Sorry for people who want to see like actual Great Ace Attorney Chronicles gameplay. That's not gonna be happening very much tonight. My attention is always torn too much. Miscellaneous games channel, you said, right? Let's see, miscellaneous games. Now that I've upgraded my computer, I guess I should probably leave Discord open and have like a source for it so I can show it. Oh, is it me? Oh, look at that, it's me. Oh wow, look at this, the me of me that Vero made. The eyes look much more, they look kinder than I would expect. I was expecting just like the blaring big eyes. Oh, how'd you do those sideburns, huh? Odumi, reign with a party of 2. Welcome, Odumi. Vera, would you be so kind as to do a quick shout out for Odumi? And then we will get back into the game. I promise you're playing NTE.
I should do a bunny cover.
Neverness to Everness?
I'm kidding. This is entirely a joke. I'm not doing that.
Oh, is this the rabbit parkour thing? The rabbit gonna fall.
Oh my god, why am I ascending?
Because that's what rabbits do. They ascend and they breed. They multiply and they fall.
I am only a mere bunny.
So thank you, Odumi, for the raid. How was your stream tonight? We should get back in the game. Let's play a little bit. It's been a while. We're like 20-something minutes into stream, and I think I've played like actually 2 minutes of gameplay. My mind is made up, my lord. Completely and utterly made up. Made up about what? I don't like the stinking rich. Never have. They're always up to something or other that they shouldn't be, every one of them. Oh! Oh, and his chair turned to is it black or green? What is that? I guess that's blackish, so it shows like who he's siding with, the prosecution or the defense. And that little leprechaun of a man is no exception. Well, he can't fool me. Oh! Oh, and it goes to the scales. I don't think, okay. Is anyone here more of an expert in like England? Do they do that in trials on England? Is fire heavy? I thought fire was just a chemical reaction as opposed to like an actual thing. Okay, this is intense. There's no point in wasting time listening to any more of this. That's my opinion on the matter anyway. Hold it!
That's precisely what I was about to say.
Don't they have to wait till like after the trial when it's time to deliberate? I don't think like in a regular trial, jurors could just go, Your Honor, we're done. We've decided already.
As the foreman of the jury, it's my duty to set a good example for my fellow jurors.
What the? What is happening here? Not the legal system, but the whole fire. They just hit the desk and how?
Let me see. Ah, yes, it seems that's how the members of the jury give their verdicts.
With fire? I think up to this point, this game was historically accurate, but not anymore.
Apparently, yes. White for innocent and black for guilty. As the 6 members of the jury make up their minds about the case.
Wait, so is this going to be like majority rule? We don't have to go with a unanimous verdict?
One by one, they each cast a ball of fire into the great scales of justice, as we saw a moment ago.
So if there's one more, then it's like that's the majority and we lose? Wait, no, there's 6 of them. So we can get a hung jury still? So with 2 more. So if those enormous scales fall completely to the black side, does that mean?
Let's do our very best to make sure that doesn't happen.
Oh, now I'm even more worried than I was before. This is like a new, it's kind of exciting. It's very dramatic. I do like how much this is a departure from the regular Ace Attorney game. This feels like the type of thing where after Apollo Justice, like the 4th Ace Attorney game, they're probably like, yeah, jury system. Maybe next game we'll do this. And they're like, no, let's play it safe. Let's do normal. But now we can try new things. Very well. The court acknowledges the change in the jury stance. Oh, and even in here you can see it lopsided. That's neat. Counsel for the defense, please continue with your cross-examination. This is a nightmare. That's right. He stabbed him. I screamed. I did. Couldn't help it. Hold it. He stabbed him, you say? And you were sitting up on the roof deck, were you? Yes, that's right. I was up on the roof seats. I remember seeing the little gent sitting next to the fellow that was stabbed. I've been thinking about a new hat design, you see, so I was just gazing absent-mindedly around. But then I happened to look down through the skylight. Oh, it was sticking right out of his belly. That huge, great knife. Yeah, grim sight indeed. Ow, that didn't help me at all.
Scrabble. That's right, I'm listening.
The jury looked like they're even more convinced my client did it than they were before.
That appears to have made everyone even more dubious that Mr. McGilded is telling the truth.
Does this mean we can't just press every statement anymore?
If only we had some evidence to counter their suspicions.
Mr. First. Oh, yes, sir. Is this the knife you saw? Oh, grief, yes, that's it. It's the very one, sir. I want to make him sound like Basil on Omori. I don't remember how I did the Basil voice anymore. Is that? Yes, counsel. This is the blade that was driven into the victim's belly like a stake through the heart, which I would request, courteously, please do not do to me. I am not a vampire. But that would be bad even for humans, like me, which I am a human. I'm gonna read some more comments in the chat. Let's see, Magpie says, you are not. The knife is like a plug, unless getting to somewhere safe would cause significantly more damage to the injury. Oh, Queen Katie raid with a party of 6! Wow, 3rd raid tonight! Vero, are you still here? Hate to keep asking you, but would you be so kind as to do the honors? How is the rest of your reverse of 1999? Queen Katie, I'm gonna use this opportunity to have a sip of water, because I haven't. Half hour in, haven't. That's a snake lady. That's another snake lady. Where are the snake ladies?
You know what, fine. If you're going to defend, then I'll defend.
Yeah. Defend.
Attack me.
So many snake ladies.
Me.
Not gonna. It's like that Batman thing. Hit me. It just goes
Never
to
mind.
It just goes to show snake ladies they won't attack unless provoked. And they're possibly hot. Are the snake ladies single? Thank you very much for the raid, Queen Katie. So Raiders, hi, welcome. And in case there's anybody new that we don't already know, my name is Logan. We stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Not tomorrow, Friday. It's my mom's birthday, so we're taking that one off. This is the main game that we're playing right now, the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We're alternating with some other shorter games. We just finished season 1 of Batman the Telltale series last stream. So next week, I haven't decided what we're gonna play. I think we might take a break, maybe play something else. Maybe go back to a bit more Hollow Knight. Maybe if I can get enough Islanders to make it worthwhile, maybe try some Tomodachi Life. I don't know, I haven't really decided. But welcome, Raiders! I was just starting to read some chat before we get back in the game, so I'll do that right now. So chat, if there's Raiders, if there's new people. I also read every comment in chat. I'm always behind. I'm very behind. So let me read some more right now. Yeah, Magpie was saying, so we were asking before if McGilded should have left the knife in instead of pulling it out. And because I said, I think I've heard you're supposed to leave knives in. And Magpie says, you're not. The knife is like a plug. Unless getting to somewhere safe would cause significantly more damage to the injury, do not remove anything stabbed into a person. Generally, that should be the job of a medical professional to decide. Of course, I've heard it's also the same with like bullets and stuff. You know, in movies, someone gets shot and then they cut to a scene later where like it's someone pulling the bullet out. I've heard people say it's like, no, just leave it in until you can like get to an actual doctor to decide. Eglin said, your me is proposing on my island. Let me do a mini game real quick. Oh, let me know how it goes. Said I will try not to fail. You have to do a mini game for a proposal to work? Please keep me updated. Eglin, some multiverse version of me is gonna have happiness. Oak said I only have like 15 me slots left and so many more me's I wanna make. How did you make that many? I feel like I spend so much time working on just one. Said, thankfully, unlike Animal Crossing, you can make multiple islands on different profiles. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Oak said I'm gonna have to make like 3 to get everyone I want. Maybe I should have done separate islands because I'm mixing up like Transformers with anime and video game characters. You know, it's fine if they interact. Magpie says, I did hear it pronounced Dracula, and all I can think of is he playing flute / rep. It's a thing with so of course, don't worry, I know it's Dracula, but I don't know if any of you guys were here a long time ago. We had the artistic director of the theater company that I perform with did a stream with me playing Phasmophobia. He did it in character as Dracula. He does this amazing Dracula performance around Halloween time in our theater. And so he did Phasmophobia ghost hunting with me as Dracula. And one year, a buddy of mine was playing Renfield and just kept intentionally mispronouncing Dracula as Dracula. And I just thought it was so funny. So every now and then I like to say it's a Dracula. And Oak says, why is it that every witness in Ace Attorney is never is helpful and just tells the truth? Well, okay, the never helpful makes sense because they always seem to be called by the prosecution. Like, we never call the witnesses. Wait, I didn't hear it. Pring.
Now that you know you're in my game, I also made my mom as well. And if you try to get with my mom, you're getting deleted off my island.
I don't want to. It seems like it sounds, what if your mom tries to get with me? What if she gets the hots for me? What if I am just a mom magnet? I can't help that. But thank you very much for the 10 bits, Vero. Thank you. Let me take a look over the YouTube chat. Let's see, Derma says, kind of defeats the purpose, but is better than constantly scrolling. I really appreciate that, Derma, about the sound effect. Says, man, ... I forgot how caricatured, if I'm being very nice, this depiction was. Oh, hang on, it scrolled without me. I gotta scroll back up. There we go. Slightly sours me on the case. Maybe it's just the localization. I don't remember it being quite like this in the fan translation. Oh, because, what was it? The guy called him a leprechaun and all that? Derma says, I played the original Tome of Life. Maybe that's why I'm just not that interested in this game. It's a better version of the original, but I played the original a lot. See, and that's the thing, I've never played the original, so it's all new for me. This feels like Animal Crossing. If A, I can just have the islander be whatever I want, and B, I'm not limited to like 8 islands. I can put just dozens on there, which seems fun to me. Toshi says, Juror 3, based. Aw. So we got a fan for Juror 3. Okay, let's get back in the game. Then I'll return to the chat soon. Thank you all for being here, by the way. I appreciate all of you. That is a blade of considerable size count. I mean, it's average. I'm just saying, like, you know, I look at that. You might look at it and think that's big. But for a man like me, that seems average to me, to what I'm familiar with. It is, and furthermore, the scabbard is emblazoned prominently with a certain initial. Gonna be an M or something? The letter M. Maybe it stands for Mahjong, which seems oddly familiar. Oh, please, no. Okay, hang on. Are any of our jurors, not jurors, witnesses, I mean, any of them have an M last name? Mason! It's his knife. Okay, it was Mason's knife. He seems impoverished, but maybe it's because he spends all of his money on knives. Bet, but we don't know his last name. Fair play in first. Okay, it's gonna be Mason's knife, yeah?
M for Magnus, perhaps, or McGilded, possibly. Take your pick. It seems this particular big name in London made a magnificent mistake. Those are other M words.
Objection! Argument! But where? Yes! Oh, crap! If Ryunosuke thinks it, then I was wrong. Like in Mason!
Objection!
Oh, it's written so fancy. Also, hang on, does Van Zeeks have a scar going across his head? I don't think I noticed that before. It looks like there's a scar going across there. This blade is far too extravagant for a poor brickmaker to have owned. No! This weapon of murder almost certainly belongs to the accused. Oh. Oh, not conclusive, but certainly compelling, counsel. The murder weapon has been entered into the court record. I didn't get a chance to read it. Why are you interrupting me, lady? My lord, if you'll forgive the interruption. Juror number 2. Go on. Mr. McGilded is a pillar of society and a gentleman, and a gentleman's word should be sacrosanct. However, no! Those of us in service know we must accept hard truths. Wait, what are you about to do? Dispose of the rubbish. Oh. This is not going well, chat. No. I don't wish to cause offense, but I do like to eradicate all traces of filth and grime. Hold it! Oh, wait, she hasn't even spoken yet. Is she able to speak? I have painstakingly typed every word uttered here today and cross-referenced all the facts. As such, I am now in a position to draw the only logical conclusion. I mean, that's a majority, so I guess it does have to be unanimous. Not again!
That's 4 out of 6 jury members who've proposed a guilty verdict. There are only 2 left.
Oh, we've had it. Every time I press these witnesses for more information, I just make the situation worse.
Nevertheless, what we need more than anything in the moment is more information. We're still very much in the dark.
Can I look at the knife? Maybe we can examine it for more information on the knife. I didn't even get to read what it said when she interrupted. A large-ish knife that was found lodged in the victim's abdomen. Its quality and fancy ornaments suggest it must be quite valuable. Let's take a closer look at it. Where's the I don't see the M. Where is the M? Oh yeah, there's something here.
That part is the sheath, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are you all right, Mr. Naruhodo?
Oh, sorry. Yes, I just don't really like blades.
Oh. I guess I won't follow up on this. There's probably some childhood trauma about knives.
Huh?
Logan, have you ever watched 12 Angry Men?
Yes.
I like to this of this jury like that movie.
I like that movie. It is, it's a very interesting movie. So for those who aren't familiar with it, 12 Angry Men, it's a movie starring, it's an old black and white movie starring Henry Fonda. And the whole idea is that it takes place almost entirely within the jury room. I think at the very beginning you see them going into it, and at the very end you see like kind of right outside of it. But it's all about the jury deliberations. So the trial is already over. It's a murder trial, and it starts out with like 11 of the jurors convinced that the guy is guilty, but one juror, played by Henry Fonda, who's like who has reasonable doubt and is trying to convince the other jurors, and then eventually like convinces them. So yes. So thank you very much, Vera, for the 10 bits. And it's a great movie. It's very old-timey. There's not like a lot of action, but it's very engaging, and the performances are very good. What's also really fascinating about it is that when you like watch it and really think about it, it is very likely that the guy accused may have done the murder. But it's not about whether or not he definitely did or definitely didn't. It's about whether there is reasonable doubt, you know? We got a pin message written by Queen Gator. Said, please pin okay, Sir Logan. Recap me on everything this stream. Thank you. Everything that's happened today? Oh yeah, so today all that happened was we got to our cross-examination. That's where we left off last time. And we started pressing statements. And as soon as we started pressing, jurors were like, no, guilty. And that's where we are now. And then we got given a knife. That is like literally all that's happened. Or do we need recap on what happened last time as well? Also, like that, I will say again, like before, all of my audio seems once again strangely messed up, and I don't know why. That TTS was very, very quiet to me. I'm going to try bringing it up. That should be this one right here, I believe. Let me know if this makes it too loud. Queen says, nah, you're good, thank you. Yeah, not much has happened. Queen Katie, and thank you again for the raid earlier. I will read a couple more comments in the chat here. Let's see. Oak says, I've been watching videos of people playing the AA1 cases I missed, and everyone just lies constantly for no reason. That is like a legit problem that we have in this universe. Like, perjury is considered illegal, but everyone does it. And they're always caught doing it, and there's never any negative consequences. There's like 2 or 3 times maybe that the judge will be like, oh, perjury's bad, you really shouldn't do that, there'll be consequences, but like, it just keeps happening. And a lot of the time, there's like no reason for the lying either. Magpie says, fair play is implied to be Australian. Oh, okay, maybe we should give him an Australian accent instead. It's been a while since I've tried that. It might be difficult to switch back and forth between British and Australian, but I'll give it a go. Magpie, thank you very much for the information. Oak says Logan Australians are just British criminals. So they obviously use the same dialect. I mean, if you go back, actually, when was it? What time period was Australia used as a prison colony by the British? Like, is that from what time period this is? And there's where Nora did the raid. Vera says, Nora raid, we will stab you. Nora says, Nora's raiding in. Hope your tears don't mess up your stream. Oak says, Vero! Atlantic is there as well with the Nora raid. Nora says, Vero and I were watch partying. Vera said, for some reason, Twitch thinks it's stuck on emote only. Wait, what? Huh? That's weird. Let me take a look over the YouTube chat. Let's see. Dermot says they haven't used fire since the witch trials. Oh, wait, was it actually used in the witch trials as, like, for jurors? And Dermot says it's lost the accuracy card the second Mick Gilded walked in. I keep wanting to skip the Mick for some reason, just go straight to Gilded. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of like my ancestors, supposedly when they came here to the United States, it was like my great grandfather, I think it was his generation. We did have an O apostrophe at the beginning of our last name, and I guess dropped it upon entering the United States. Frilzy says fire is actually light. It would lift a scale instead of lower it. It's like burning up matter. It's destroying things, turning into like ash and smoke and things, right? Frilzy says it's also ... light. I see what you did there, Frilzy. I like that. Okay, let's get back to the game. Then we'll read some more of the chat soon.
Those don't seem like the words of a man with a large katana slung from his waist.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. We've got Kazuma's sorta. That's not a blade! That's Kazuma's soul! Anyway, there's no sense in delaying it. Let's see what the blade looks like.
Right?
Oh, it's got blood on it. Can we see the other side? Oh, there's the big emblazoned M. Let's take a closer look at that. An ornate letter M. Undeniably Mr. Magnus McGilded's initial. Or Mason. I mean, he's poor, but again, maybe this is why he's poor. Maybe bro's got expensive hobbies.
And it's beautifully gilded, too. It must be very valuable, I should think.
Ha!
What is it?
Look at this M. It could be a W. Have we considered that? I mean, I don't know if you guys realize this, but an M upside down is a W. Just saying. If you turn upside down, it becomes W. Crap! If he's thinking it, it's wrong. Every time I think, oh, I thought it's something, he thinks of it. This could change everything.
A W?
Yes! This is one of those, you know, turnabout cases. I'm sure of it. The culprit is Dr. Wiley.
I'm afraid I don't know it all. But what I am sure of is that this is an M.
Oh. Well, that idea was quickly quashed. I need to stop trying to be clever, because then he'll try to be clever, and it'll turn out I'm dumb. Oh yeah, the blood. Oh, that looks like a lot of blood.
It surely is blood. The victims.
Oh, an Englishman's blood looks a lot like a Japanese man's blood. Are we all part of the same species? That's news to me.
Did you think it wouldn't?
Oh, sorry, it's just that we've only just arrived here in Great Britain. I'm finding it a little hard to adjust.
Yes, try not to be so racist. I mean, they're racist against us, but I thought we were better than that. But I do understand.
Okay, I think, is that everything? Anything else on the handle? Okay, let's exit back out of here.
What we need more than anything at the moment is more information. We're still very much in the dark.
I suppose I'll just have to keep pressing the witnesses, knowing that more sparks may well fly.
We mustn't give up hope that we'll uncover something that will give us a wave to fight back.
But... All right. I'll keep trying. I can't give up. I just need to keep calm and listen to the witnesses' statements again. Oh, we already back at the beginning? Oh no, this is the final one. Oh, he's got a whip.
As soon as I heard the scream, I stopped the bus, and then I saw it too.
Hold it! Hold it! What exactly did you see?
Oh, well, sir, that would be the passenger, sir. Yes, collapsed on the floor he was.
And by the passenger, obviously you are referring to the victim, Mr. Mason, the brick maker.
And the other passenger had the knife in his hand like this.
The other passenger, obviously you are referring to the accused, Mr. Magnus McGilded.
And then he plunged it down like this, stabbing the other passenger in the belly.
Wait, he's saying it happened afterward? I thought they were saying that, like, it already stabbed him. All right, there's our inconsistency. We would, like, add that to your statement. What? Hubbub, hubbub, hubbub. Why does he have a whip? Is he a Franziska?
My lord, I wish to speak.
Yes, jury number 5. Do I take it that you too?
As the master of the London Guild of Coachmen, the idea of a murder being committed in one of the city's carriages is utterly abhorrent to me. It wouldn't be right to make a decision before hearing all the facts, though, I said to myself. But then I thought, screw it. I want to go home. But I've heard enough now. The horse has bolted, as they say.
I like that his mustache looks like a horseshoe. Oh, wait. What did Ryunosuke say? No, please, just keep an open mind a little longer.
Yup, now, Silver Blaze, the finish is in sight.
So we're entirely at the mercy of the old lady right now.
Beppo is a long-standing member of the guild, and I trust what her man says. Oh, thank you, sir. You're too kind, sir.
Crap, their voices are similar, aren't they? Oh, this is too unkind, sir.
Which now means that 5 jurors agree to condemn this man.
I could kill him right now if I wanted.
Madam Juror number 6.
Yes, dear, what can I do for you?
You have heard the testimonies of the witnesses in this stand.
Oh, yes, I certainly have. Still got me hearing, you know.
Then, pray tell, why are you yet to pronounce your leaning?
Well, dear, the thing is, I'm a creature of habit, me. I always go to the park at around this time of day and sit on a nice bench, get on with me knitting. I take a little thermos filled with soup and I slurp it, and then I throw some breadcrumbs at the birds, and then when the birds get close to me, I step on them with the heel of my shoe. I hate those birds. Then I finish my soup, and then I go home and wipe the blood off my heel.
Oh crap, we got a pinned message over on Twitch. I don't know when that was put up. I'm not good at this. Oh, it's Oak saying Logan Patrick Orobo. Crap, that was a while ago. Sorry for being so delayed on seeing. I got too caught up in the game. I should read some more chat, but yes, that's what this channel would be if it was a few generations back. But thank you very much. Nora says it's an anime you'll never watch, Logan. Apparently, I didn't know that at the time. Oak says, what was it? Nora says, Bloom Into You. Oak said, yeah, that's Nora. Veer with some emotes. And Nora says, at first Veer and I watched a peak movie that we both like, and now I'm getting them to watch this, and it was very fun. Oak says Logan was actually avoiding spoilers because it's secretly a Yuri had. Yuri had. Thank you very much, Queen Katie. I will save. Thank you for the reminder to save. Save. Save my poggers. Yes, save my poggers. Right here. All right, save this slot. Thank you very much, Queen Katie. Oh, and Oaks. Oh, corrected with Yuri head, not a Yuri had. A Yuri head. Exit back out of here. See, Avira says mayhaps. Magpie says happy birthday, Logan, Mom. That's giving him. Oh yeah. So when we let me know when it's like past midnight on East Coast. Even though she's here in Mountain Time Zone, we gotta wish happy birthday to my mom, right? Avira says good job, Longa. Says oh my gosh. Vex says his hair is too blonde. Oak says Logan is a secret. He made Danshi. Vera says, I don't see it. Magpie says, Onceler has black hair though, right? Oh, well, yeah, well, his hair color is different, but I'm just saying like the vibe, the thinness, the type of suit, the hat. Maybe I'm the only one. Maybe it is just my imagination. I was getting a Onceler vibe from that dude. He's gonna be a Tumblr sexy man. And then I hope later in the game we'll meet a Sans and then we'll meet a Reagan Arataka. And Vera says, yes, and Oak says, who are the new me's you added? Okay, so I think the last one I told you was Penny Nichols. That was me number 6. Me number 7, I decided to add my bestie from Animal Crossing New Horizons because the game reminded me of that, so I added Tangy, the cat. And then the last one was another Transformer by the name of Swindle. So now I have 2 Transformers. I'm still working on his face. I like did enough to like make him, but I gotta add like shading and stuff. I posted a picture of him over in the Transformers channel if you want to take a look at what he looks like. Oak said last I heard of was Gundam Tanaka. Oh, you didn't hear? I did Penny Nichols after that. And she instantly got a crush on my me, and my me was horrified by it, which was rather troubling for me. Let me take a look over at the YouTube chat. Derma says, Frulzy, it would probably have a very small effect with the heat, but I don't know enough about thermodynamics to tell which. Often they don't even take out the bullet. It's not near if it's not near anything vital, you will cause more damage trying to remove it. Yeah, that's what I've heard, right? Wasn't that also what they did though, technically with Manfred von Karma? Is that they just left the bullet in? Because I think we wanted to do like a metal detector thing, right? Derma says, I realize that's what's been bugging me. The penal laws were still in effect. McGilded literally couldn't be a landlord. Not in Ireland, and definitely not in Britain. It'd be confiscated. Oh, because like the anti-Irish laws. Oh, Derma says, no, Logan, they use fire to burn the, okay, well, I knew that. Well, except I knew they burned them in like New England in the United States. I thought in England, they drowned them. Was Monty Python lying to me about what they do with witches? Because I've heard the Monty Python and the Holy Grail is actually very historically accurate. And Toshi says, my blood is green. Are you a Vulcan? Isn't that what color Vulcan's blood is? It's green? Okay, I should probably get back to the game. Let's play some more of the game. I'm gonna have a sip of water, though.
It's a lovely park just near where I live. McGilded Park, it's called.
Huh? Wait, is she gonna be dismissed because she's biased in favor of my client?
The gentleman donated it to the city, you know. Put a smile on Londoners' faces, he said. I can't imagine such a fine young gentleman would have it in him to take another man's life.
He's always doing wonderful things for the city. Hubbub, hubbub, hubbub. That's right. A man like that wouldn't stab one, surely. Hubbub, hubbub, hubbub.
Mother, may we go to the McGilded Public Library later and borrow some books? Some inappropriate ones.
Hubbub, hubbub, hubbub.
That's right, hubba, hubba, hubba at those books.
How many Londoners live with their heads in the clouds? Do you people not know? What kind of man Magnus McGilded really is? By which I mean Irish.
What kind of man is he?
The philanthropist Magnus McGilded has enough wealth to purchase the entire city he claims to value so highly. But where did all that wealth come from? Your client is a Shylock, sir, and one with the very darkest of souls.
Okay, I know that. I think isn't that a, I worry that might be a somewhat anti-Semitic term. For those who aren't familiar, there's the Shakespearean play, The Merchant of Venice. And in it, the villain's name is Shylock, who is a Jewish merchant who basically, like the main character, I think is the main character, owes money to him. But the agreement is that if he can't give him the money, then Shylock will be allowed to like carve out a pound of his flesh. And that's where like the phrase, take your pound of flesh or various variations that comes from. But because he's Jewish, I think that's tended to be used as a derogatory term for like Jewish money lenders. So, I mean, they are indiscriminately discriminating. So, chat, is it really racist if they're racist against everybody? So, yeah, there's some information. What? Starring the crows! They're the birds that come to me feet! Starring them! I'm not there to step on them! Starring them! Is that just an exclamation of surprise? I need to look up what that means. Hang on. I'm having to Google so much stuff. Stone the Crows. The first thing that's coming up is apparently there's a rock band by that name. Stone the Crow's meaning is an old-fashioned British and Australian exclamation used to express intense surprise, amazement, shock, or exasperation. McGilded lends money at extortionate rates of interest, so his victims have no hope of repaying him. When they default, he takes possession of everything they own. He is a vulture that preys on the weak. I've never heard any mention of that before. Is a lawyer able to do this in court? I think you have to have like a character witness to testify this. I don't think a lawyer can just say he's evil, he's a bad guy. Your faculties haven't deserted you, I'm sure, madame. So, has this thought not crossed your mind? Would a man wealthy enough to buy London in its entirety not have a carriage of his own? Huh? What possible reason could this man have had to make use of a public omnibus service? You're not saying that... The victim, a poor brickmaker, had next to nothing to his name, save considerable financial liability. It will come as no surprise that his creditor was the accused, Magnus McGilded. But let it also be known that the very day Mr. Mason was killed was the final repayment date for his debts. Good gracious! The brickmaker was destitute. He had lost his house. He had not a shilling with which to repay his debts. And in the end, this pitiful soul had the very last thing he owned taken from him. His life. By the merciless philanthropist pretender, Magnus McGilded. I don't believe it! Hold it! How is that, Susato? Oh, you get your own hold it!
If I might add something briefly, please excuse Ryunosuke. He's not good at this. Can I just take over? I should have agreed to be the lawyer. He's not doing nothing!
I'm gonna read some chat though. Let's see, Vera says, tee-hee. Whoa! Thank you, Odumi, for the objection. I'm getting too caught up in this game. This game has a lot of drama. I need to like return to the chat, so thank you for reminding me, Odumi. Thank you very much. Vera says, tee-hee, there's where Odumi did her raid. Odumi, I just reached your raid in the chat. Vera does a shout out. And socials, the schedule. Odumi says, oh my gosh, I love the little Logan laughing. Oh, the little Tomodachi life one that Vera made. So far, as far as I know, Oak and Eglin and Vero have all made me's of me. And they all look a little different. It's fun. Oak says, great me, but not scary enough eyes. Odumi says, gosh, I hate that slip. Clip, they multiply and they fall. Vera said, Extemp also said the eyes are too kind, laughing. Odumi says, stream was good. I have so many reward points. Vera said, sideburns with face paint. I know, but like, I tried doing it, but I couldn't get them to like line up. It's really good looking. Odumi says, anyway, I'm gonna lay down. Enjoy your lay down, Odumi. And Vera says, how do you see green? I don't know. Green is just the gray of the colors. I don't know. Oh no. Odui says England. Fire equals heavy. Nora says Adcoat is fire heavy. Odui says AIFHT. Love y'all. Says I go wait for boyfriend. A. And Vera adds the quote. And then Oak says I must go now. Good night, everyone. No. Oh, Oak is already gone. Sleep well, Oak. Thank you for being here. I'm sorry that you couldn't stick around for the whole stream. Have a good rest of your night. I appreciate you. And Kim says, who's the best juror? And why is it juror 3? Anyway, hi, Logan. Hi, chat. Bye, Logan. Bye, chat. Hi and bye, Kim. Juror number 3 is the one with the knife, right? Wait, no. Yeah, because 1 is the foreman, 2 is the maid, 3 is the knife guy, 4 is stenographer, 5 is a horseshoe mustache, and 6 is the lady, right? Am I getting their name, or their orders correct? Let me read some more over on YouTube as well. Dermo says, it doesn't help the MC in most accents sounds like that, which is an Irish slur. The trick is that you don't pronounce the C. McGilded? Is that better? I didn't know you don't pronounce the C. Dura says, Toshi, that can't be good. See a doc, Toshi says, I've touched a lot of grass. And this happened, oh, you just got some grass stains in your blood. That's all. And Dura says, Toshi, dang, I have to stop telling people to touch grass then. Yeah, it can have extensive consequences. But on the plus side, Toshi now has copious amounts of chlorophyll in the bloodstream, which I think can like photosynthesize energy, so it's probably a superpower.
If I might add something briefly.
Miss Susato?
You claim that the victim had been lent money by Mr. McGilded. But where is the evidence to support your claim?
There we go. Like I said, the lawyer can't just say that. This is blood. I'm going to drink blood. Pray forgive the discourtesy of filling my hallowed chalice in a court of law. There it is! Hey, oh, that's Lord Van Zeke's hallowed chalice! Oh, things are happening! This is like when a pro wrestler's about to do their big move. You know, the Hulk Hogan's doing this thing, The Rock is doing it. Oh, things are about to get crazy in here! All right! How can this be considered acceptable? But I find myself in unexpectedly good humor. I had heard ladies from the Far East could show great courage, but I didn't expect to experience it myself.
I have a crush on him now. As judicial assistant to the defense, I am simply doing my job. He's so hot.
What a pity that your display of courage is in vain. That's where the blood is. You see what I did there? You see what I did there? This is the debtor's ledger, which details all monies loaned by the accused. You will find the victim's name clearly recorded inside.
Oh.
Allow me to present this ledger as evidence. Cheers. And pray forgive the discourtesy of raising my chalice in toast to the enigmatic East at the same time. Hey, that was cool. I got a crush on him too now. A marvelous toast, counsel. I will gladly accept this new evidence. The debtor's ledger has been entered into the court record. A catalog of people who had borrowed money from the defendant at a high rate of interest. It includes the victim who owed 20 guineas. Ah, yes, 20 guineas. The victim owed a considerable sum. And the accused made quite certain he had ample recompense.
Well, it would seem I've had the wall pulled over me. Oh, I'm so steamed and angry. I'm gonna stab someone with my needles.
Regrettably, madame, that is the modus operandi of the accused.
And it's such a pretty little park too. What a scoundrel! Oh, guilty. Hope no one interrupts me. Still. Huh? Maybe it's all for the best. Gonna stop me? Anyone gonna stop me? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Ah, wait a minute! Let's think about this a little more.
I don't stand for nonsense. He gonna get the death penalty. Woo!
Ka-chow! Whoa! Well, we lost. That was it. The last juror's decision. Is this game gonna have like an appeal process or something?
Oh, you really suck. Let's see. Oop. Turn the page. Ah! According to this Encyclopedia of British Law, quote, when all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended, and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. That's what it says here.
Oh, the final verdict. It's over then.
Oh! Huh. Ha. There's a footnote, though.
A footnote?
Yeah, do you like them? You into footnotes? You into feet notes?
Sorry, what was she saying at the very end there? What was she saying?
However, the defense dash.
Do we get an opportunity to make like one statement beforehand? All 6 members of the jury are now in agreement in this case. Okay, I'm gonna read some more in the chat. Yeah, we're bad at this. But you know, this is some good drama. Noah says, bye Oak, hi Kim, bye Kim. Vera says, good night Oak. And there's Queen Katie's raid. Queen Katie says, watch out, the Queen of Raids and her bats are flying into your kingdom. Enjoy the raid. Vera doing all the commands. Oh, there's a new person. Yepers Peppers. Wait, have you been here before, Yepers Peppers? I feel like you've been here before, Yepers Peppers, because I think I commented how your name has pepper in it, like my cat. You're probably already gone, but thank you for being here with the raid message. Queen says, I'm so tired, lol. Queen said, but I finished the event story stuff. Holy twists, Batman. Vera says, nice. I slept for like 4 hours before I hung out with Nora. Sleepy. I'm so sorry, Vera. Like, part of me wants to say, just go get some sleep. But I'm also, part of me is like, we missed you last time, and it's so good having you here now this time. But you probably need sleep. Queen says, oh, Vero, have we seen Baroque's quirk yet? Does Baroque have a little quirk? Like on Tomodachi Life? Like he walks with a swagger or something like that? Magpie says, yeah, the minigame is like Galaga. Well, oh, interesting. And Vera says, I don't think so. And Oak says, I made that many by playing for like 30 hours. And Vera says, points at his clothes vaguely. So, okay, so Van Zeek's quirk has to do with his clothes. Maybe he like rips off his cape or something. Maybe like, I think I said before last time he was gonna rip open his shirt and be like all buff or there's a clue there. It's all about his shirt. Huh. Oak says, I lied, I'm still here by the way. I was gonna go to bed, but I'm back, welcome back, Oak, yay! And Queen says, anyway, I'm dizzy and lightheaded, I'm gonna go pee and then nab my popsicle. We'll see you when you get back. Enjoy your popsicle. Over on YouTube, Derma says, did they have to pick one of the few nationalities which McGilded makes no sense as, making him a Scotsman, make him a Scotsman and it solves the issue. Now he's just a wildly inaccurate character. Well, here's the thing, oh, sorry, I thought I heard a thing. I'm guessing that because this game was made in Japan by Capcom, that maybe they just aren't as familiar with some of the different, like English versus Irish stuff over there. I'm not sure, but I'm guessing it was just that they didn't know. But anyway, let's get back to the game. All 6 members of the jury are now in agreement in this case. That is a little quirk you can add in Tomodachi Life, that type of bow. Allow me to convey my respect for your swift and righteous decision. According to the laws of this country, I will now conclude the trial by delivering my final verdict. I trust there are no objections. Mrs. Sato, just tell me one thing.
Oh, yes?
You were in the middle of saying something before. The footnote in your Encyclopedia of British Law. However, the defense, ... What did it say next?
Oh yeah, of course. One moment. However, the defense, they got no hope. When all members of the jury have concluded the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended, and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. Then the footnote says, however, the defense, ... then it just ends. It's all smudged out. Has the right to demand a summation examination of the jurors at this point.
Oh, okay, so we cross-examine each of them? Maybe we have to, like, resolve their issues? A summation examination?
Objection!
A summation examination? From which century has a tome you have there been resurrected? Judging from the binding, I would say that book is at least 50 years old. Any modern text on British law wouldn't give such an antiquated procedure a mention. It's a relic, long forgotten, and certainly no longer practiced. So, you're out of luck.
How?
Armband was slipping. What even is it, Miss Susato? This so-called summation examination?
Oh, one moment, and I'll read about it. Speed reading.
You demand the right to a procedure before you even understand what it entails. Typical Japanese.
All right, Mr. Naruhodo, I think I understand. It seems that under this procedure, we would be able to appeal to the members of the jury.
To do what exactly?
Appeal to them to change their leaning and reverse their decisions. And it says here that... If successful, the proceedings of the trial must be resumed.
Make them reverse their decisions? Yes, in times gone by, barristers would use a summation examination to attempt to influence the jury's decision. You know what's interesting? This is the third trial. How many are there in this game? 5, maybe 6? We're halfway through the game, and we're still getting very basic tutorials on the game mechanics. Barristers would use a summation examination to attempt to influence the jury's decision. But that procedure became something of a formality with no practical benefit, really, so it rather fell out of use.
I wonder why.
Because it was devoid of purpose.
Huh?
Changing just one member of the jury's mind would be hard enough, let alone several. No self-respecting defense barrister would even assert his right to try in this day and age.
Oh, wait, so do we have to change all their minds or just like a majority of them?
Still, I don't see any mention of the procedure actually being formally revoked.
What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting that although it may be antiquated and largely forgotten, it isn't yet extinct. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
A summation examination. Our last possible option. Do we assert our right to carry it out or admit defeat? We could just quit. We can quit right here. Let's save. Obviously, we're gonna assert our right. I wonder if we'd get a bad ending if we don't. Let me read a couple more comments in the chat, because I'm sure I'm just getting farther and farther behind. Let's see. Magpie says, delightful. Love a good in-character bit. And Vera says, you'll get killed anyways. Thing is, there is no one with W in their name either. We know there could be other characters coming in that we haven't met yet. Magpie says, he does have a scar. Okay, so surely we're gonna find out later in the game what the deal with Van Zeke's scar is. I'm gonna guess, just arbitrarily, that, what was the guy's name, Strongheart? I think he gave Van Zeke's that scar. If not Strongheart, then Kazuma. One of those two gave Van Zeke's that scar. Quickita said, okay, I have a popsicle. Hey, Vero, can you pin right now? Vera said, sure. And then Quickita says, please pin. Okay, sir, Logan, recap me on everything in this stream. Oak said Logan traveled back in time and often, back in time and often Teflon? Teflon? Oak says, beef longa won't reciprocate feelings with pork short, a frowny face crying. Do you just give it time? Is that all it takes? Oak says, this is the most important Tomodachi ship. Quinket said, I need to know for the guide. Lol. Oak says, Logan Patrick Robo says, Vero, can you pin that, please? Hashtag I love Vero. Vero says, Oak says, thank you, Vero. I love you, Vero. Vero salutes, and Oak says, I feel like Naruhodo would be comically easy to make in Tomodachi life. And there's not much to him. Just kind of like little spiky hair. His face reminds me more of Apollo Justice than Phoenix Wright, though, but maybe that's just me. And I am still caught up over on YouTube, so let me have a sip of water, and we'll get back in the game. Once again, like I said before, do keep an ear out for the audio levels. Let me know how the game sounds now. I once again don't know why it suddenly stopped being super quiet today, but it is what it is. All right, we're going to assert our right. Ha! The defense wishes to assert its right to a summation examination, my lord.
Objection!
London is the capital city of the most powerful nation on earth. We have a duty to the world to exemplify the very highest standards of judicial procedure. Summation examinations are an embarrassment that should remain buried.
Objection! Objection! But if it's our right, it's our right! I believe it could prove vital in this trial. The defense's petition is perfectly valid. The court will proceed with the summation examination!
This is madness.
Foreman, are you and the remainder of the jury ready?
I'm not, there was no mention of this in the letter I received, you see, so...
All members of the jury will be asked to explain on what grounds they have reached their decision.
On what grounds?
You must all justify your decisions and explain why you believe the defendant to be guilty.
Well, my lord, you're rather putting us on the spot.
This is most irregular. No mention was made of this before. I don't really hold with all this justifying lark. Oh. That seems to have thrown the jurors off.
It seems none of them have experienced this before.
Why would they? I mean, I don't think this is their job, right? I still am curious if they're going to be the same jurors every time. They have such detailed character designs, I assume they'll just be reusing them. All right then, the summation examination. A defense procedure no practicing lawyer has attempted for years, is it? Well, just maybe. It might be the opportunity we've been looking for to turn this trial around. I hope my great-great-grandchildren always talk about turnabouts and turning things around. So be it then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. The court hereby calls upon you to state the grounds on which you find the defendant, Magnus McGilded, guilty of this most serious crime. And are we gonna have to present evidence to sway them or just good arguments? Judicial findings, the jurors' contentions. Okay, I gotta say before we do this, because I don't know what I am doing here. But we got lots of characters, and it seems whimsical and fun. I will read a couple more quick comments in the chat, though. Let's see. Queen Katie says, Logan equals Naruhodo. Oak says he looks like he was designed in Tomodachi life. Beer said 100%, and Oak says, I'm tempted to try it, but I don't have the space on my island. I mean, you can get rid of islanders, right? I've heard it just like costs money, I think. Veer says they have a specific Phoenix hair in there too. Ooh. Oak says, I guess I could make him and delete him, but that would just be a waste of, $33, that's all? Nora says, oh, cute pack. Stop the bus, Vero. And Veer with the emote, and Nora says, bus or the train. Double, Yuri, train. And Veer says, bus is easier to rhyme. Okay, let's get back out here again.
There was no one else inside the carriage at the time, so it has to have been him.
Like the stem, it's elastic. I trust the driver. He has an excellent memory, it seems. 4 passengers with fares totaling 20 pence. He stuck the chap next to him just like this. Brazen, I must say. Absolutely brazen. I've simply typed and collated all the statements made thus far and drawn the logical conclusion.
You can trust the guild. A fair is our motto. We haven't raised prices above 4 pence for years.
Then it shouldn't be 20 pence like juror number 2 said. It should be 16 pence. Right? Right? Am I gonna save our client using math?
The scoundrel! Stabbing that poor man on the floor! It beggars belief!
Oh, he's not on the floor. He was in his chair. Okay, so we, all right. I'm starting to see some hints of what we're gonna do here. I'm starting to wish I hadn't pushed for this now.
Some of the jurors don't seem to have wonderfully formed arguments, though, do they?
Well, let's see what we can do. We need to get these 6 people to change their minds. I'll have to throw everything I can at them and use some very persuasive language, like some F-bombs.
Just a moment, Mr. Naruhodo. This game is not rated M. You are allowed 1 F-bomb. Use it well.
Oh, fop doodles. Oh, crap, I used it already.
According to my book, that's not quite how it works.
Oh? I thought I was going to have to thaw their icy minds with some heartwarming rhetoric about the defendant.
Unfortunately, once the jurors have decided the defendant is guilty, they're unlikely to heed anything the defense says.
But then...
They've reached their conclusions by their own reasoning, you see. Your pleas will sound like excuses.
With the 4 pence thing, also, I should check the court record. I don't think we ever examined the ledger, did we? Catalog of people who had borrowed money from the defendant at a high rate of interest includes the victim who owed 20 guineas. Yeah, we still gotta look at this thing. Is there anything on the back? We're gonna see an ornate M that's of a different font or something. It doesn't look like there's anything on the back, so let's just, I guess, open it. This portfolio must contain all sorts of secrets of London's gentry.
Oh dear, do you really think we ought to look inside?
Well, it's not as though we know any of London's gentry personally, is it? Apart from our great detective friend, perhaps. Actually, I wonder, how is Hurtlock? Is he seeing other lawyers?
I assure you, we will not find Mr. Sholmes' name inside.
Well, let's see what we find.
Click. Eh?
Oh, so many pages. Pages are just crap. All right, let's read it.
Gosh, it's crammed full of gentlemen's names, isn't it?
Well, I suppose they're probably not all gentlemen at all. Some might be ladies. You can't tell by a signature whether the person has boobs. After all, not everyone in this country is well off.
Ah, goodness.
What is it?
Look at this. Do you see the name here?
Bruce Fairplay. So he has a reason to lie, so he can get out of debt. Should that mean something to me? It does sound strangely familiar, actually.
Bruce Fairplay! The witness testifying at this very moment.
Oh yeah, of course. We're not doing the testimony right. We're summation examinationing. But the banker, why is his name in here? Ah, he borrowed 20 guineas, did he? And look, the repayment date is fast approaching.
It's possible that this is just a coincidence, of course, but this could be very useful information.
So he's probably the murderer then, Bruce Fairplay. So I wonder if there's like some hidden meaning in his name to imply murderer among the word Fairplay or Bruce Fairplay. Debtor's ledger has been updated in the court record. Among the defendant's list of debtors is Bruce Fairplay, who would have been due to repay his loan imminently. Okay, so I guess that's probably everything. So we found more information. That's good.
They've reached their conclusions by their own reasoning, you see. Your pleas will sound like excuses. In fact, it could recoil on you. The more you try to persuade them, the more entrenched they may become.
Then what on earth am I supposed to do?
Oh dear, I'm just citing what I've read about British law. Why are you mad at me? I'm just the messenger, Mr. Naruhodo.
Right, I'm sorry. Do you have any idea how to make this work then?
Oh, I'm back to being happy again. Well, from what I can understand. The key to this procedure is using the jurors' own words to make your arguments.
What do you mean?
Well, the 6 members of the jury are randomly selected members of the public. They may appear to present a united front, but the truth is, they are complete strangers who just happen to find themselves here in the courtroom together.
And that's the way to break them down, you mean?
Yes, exactly. We must listen very carefully to what each member of the jury says, and see if we can identify any contradictory statements.
So that's the whole thing with like the, yeah, we're gonna use math. The 20 pence versus 16 pence.
If we can, we then contrast the statements and pit the corresponding jurors against each other.
I see. So it's contradictions in what two or more jurors say that we're looking for. In a way, then, this is similar to a regular cross-examination.
Oh, yeah, I suppose you're right.
Huh. Find contradictions in their statements and pit the jurors against one another to break them down. All right, I might be able to pull this off. Wait, no, that's not right. I'm not supposed to be confident. I'm bad at my job. Oh, 2 smacks! There we go. I have to pull this off. Why did you do that? Can we start proceedings, counsel? I would ask you to take the stand for this. I'm expecting a clear and concise rebuttal. Oh, I gotta take the stand? Yes, my lord! All right, I'm taking the stand. Ha! Jury examination! The defense's rebuttal. Let's save again in case I screw this up. I know what at least one of them is gonna be. I'm assuming I have to get like all of the jurors to like back off. Implied on what was it Van Zeek said or Susada? Someone said getting one to change would be hard enough, but getting implying that we got to do at least 4, if not all, or maybe just half, maybe 3.
There was no one else inside the carriage at the time, so it has to have been him.
Okay, history. We can press statements. We can press all the statements. Hey, let's press all the statements. Press. Hold it! Certainly, the testimonies we've heard suggest the victim and Mr. McGilded were alone in the carriage.
Oh, precisely my point.
But could there be some other explanation? Something we haven't considered yet?
Such as?
Perhaps that's something we could, all work out together now.
Now listen here, maybe you don't know how things work around here because you're from foreign climes. But we're here to form our opinions as individuals, and I have.
Oh dear, he doesn't appear to be in the mood to consider an alternative point of view, does he?
Hope this isn't gonna be the recoil thing. Am I gonna lose hit points if I press people? No, I'm going to have to pit the jurors against one another like Susato-san said. Finding contradictions in these 6 people's assertions is the only way I'm going to succeed. I want to press them. I want to press everybody. I trust the driver. He has an excellent memory, it seems. 4 passengers with fares totaling 20 pence. Hold it! But does his ability to recall his takings that night really tell us how untrustworthy, how trustworthy the man is? I managed all his lordship's cash affairs, so I'm very particular when it comes to accounts. I see. A single penny can mean the difference between life and death, after all, can't it? That's a saying in your country? My point is, a man who minds his figures is a man you can trust. Those of us in service would swear to that, sir. Does that bench really need any more polishing? So if the good driver says that he saw Mr. McGilded in the act, I don't doubt him. The only task left to do today is disposing of the rubbish. Now wait a minute. One of the other jurors mentioned something about, no, don't spoon feed. I know it. I'm just doing this because I want to see what they say. I already know this game.
Now would be a very good time to listen carefully to the jurors' statements again, Mr. Naruhodo. If you notice an inconsistency in what 2 different jurors are saying,
I should expose it by pitting them against each other. Yes, let's see if I can do just that. No, I want to talk to everybody. This is delightful. Oh, he loves stabbing. Dude loves stabbing. I'm gonna pause for a second to read some more in the chat though, because I am still behind. We're like halfway through the stream and I'm still behind in the chat. Actually, I think I'm getting close to catching up now. Let's see, Nora says, no, Vera, I'm cooking with my remix. Vera said, lyricist of the century, Maya Granny. Nora says, we'll put the train warning sound in the remix too. Oak says, what did Nora do? Queen Katie with the hydrate command, thank you very much, Queen Katie. I will do that right now. Thank you, Queen Katie. Let's see, 3 says, hello, Logan and everyone. How you doing, 3? Good to see you. Eglin says, slowly trying to type up one of my final papers, trying to remember the movie I meant to be referencing that I watched 2 to 3 weeks ago. Can you remember what the movie's about? Maybe I can try and help you? Unless it's a recent movie. I have not been watching recent movies. Odemy said, anyone movie suggestions to watch with boyfriend? What kind of movies does your boyfriend like? Or you can pick a movie you both hate and just have an excuse to like make out during the movie. Nora says, we making a Yuri remix of There Is a Light That Never Goes Out. Oak says, I do remember it. Nora says, Kase-san and Morning Glories. Crystal says, How to Make Millions Before Grandma Dies. Actually, no, don't watch that. It's a sad movie. And Magpie says, yes, Baroque's music. And Crystal says, oh my gosh, I'm on a 99 streak. And Oak says, me too. Let me take a look over YouTube chat. Let's see. Dermo says, I really like this music. It's more stripped back than a lot of the soundtrack, which gives it this clarity. Frozy says, when looking at the book, the mode is on screen. Oh, the mouse is on screen. I mean, I actually left it on screen. I think I can bring it on the screen sometimes. Sorry, I should have moved it away. Says, it's gone now. That was just me not being good at things. Thank you for the heads up though, Fruzy. And Derma says, quote, this game isn't rated M. You're only allowed 1 F-bomb. I believe it was a South Park film which had exactly 499 curses because 500 or more would get it rated X. I mean, I get the concept there, but I feel like when you being that strict with the number, because like, if the movie was identical but had 1 more F-bomb, it's like that's not that different of a movie. But I guess you have to have a line somewhere. Derma says, but have you used VTuber math, Logan? 4 times 3 could equal 16 using that system. Do you guys see who was it? Was you, Derma? Was it extemporary? Someone posted a video on Discord about a VTuber talking about math vibes, and it was like, oh, no, you don't got the vibes of these numbers right. And Derma says, /J. All right. Let's keep going. He struck the chap next to him just like this. Brazen, I must say. Absolutely brazen. Hold it! Careful! You could hurt somebody with that! You're a fine one to talk. What of that sword hanging from your waist? No, that's just my battered soul. Well, anyway, I despise anyone with too much money. They're all the same, all stabbing some brickmaker or other behind the scenes. You mark my words. Objection! That seems very unlikely, doesn't it? Are you mad, man? Oh, we know that small shorty is a rotten. I feel like that's an anti-Jewish slur, and I shouldn't say it. Well, yes, that does seem to be the case.
Mr. Naruhodo, stop being anti-Semitic. Please be careful what you say.
If he's been trying to squeeze money out of us less fortunate, then as far as I'm concerned, he's as guilty as sin. The man can hang. Well, please don't damage our counters, our bench. Why? Why did you do that? You're gonna have to pay for the repairs now.
Come to think of it, didn't one of the other jurors have something to say about the defendant's underhanded activities? Oh.
If you thought of something, Mr. Naruhodo, don't let it go. Test your theory.
Pit the 2 jurors whose statements seem to be contradictory against each other. No time like the present to use art to pit them against each other, or I'll never get anywhere. No game. No. Not done, because I'm going to be pitting this lady against the maid girl. Yeah, I think it was her, right?
I have simply typed and collated all the statements made thus far and drawn the logical conclusion.
Oh crap, I went the wrong direction. I pressed the wrong button. I need to press on that. Press this stick lady. Hold it! Oh, so it wasn't hers. So whoever was that mentioned the amount. Oh yeah, it was probably the carriage guy. What have you been doing all this time?
What have you been doing all this time? There. I should have thought it was obvious. I'm recording everything that takes place as part of these proceedings.
And what have you learned from that?
For example, at this moment in time, the judge has used his gavel 11 times in total. The prosecution has snorted derisively at your remarks 7 times in total. And I might add, each time you've gawped like a simpleton.
Thank you. What's the point exactly? So anyway, madam, are you able to explain why you think the defendant is guilty? That is a conclusion I have drawn as a result of the copious notes I have typed. Clearly, but I'm asking you to explain why you've drawn that conclusion. Please don't distract me. It makes it extremely hard to concentrate on my note-keeping. This is going nowhere. So it sounds like we have to get 4 of them, so there's going to be 2 sets of statements.
You can trust the guild fares. Fares on my own. We haven't raised prices above 4p in years.
Hold it! So yeah, this is the guy that goes with the maid. That's how much it costs to take the omnibus?
That's right. As the guild master, I decided to set a policy for all drivers across the sea.
So we're gonna see that what it is old Beppo over there has been skimming money off the top. He's been asking people for 5, only reporting 4 back to them, so for each passenger he gets an extra pence?
1 fare no matter which bus you take or how far you're going. We have to compete with the rise of the motor car, you see. Us coachmen have to make a stand together.
Motor cars, you say?
Yes, and this murder on one of our buses is extremely damaging to a cause it's beyond the pale. It'll lead to a decline in passengers, you mark my words, and it's all that rascal's fault. He has to pay.
Is it the crime or his buses that he's more worried about?
Anyway, every member of my guild is reliable and trustworthy. So if the driver says he saw him do it, a fellow in the dock is as guilty as sin.
All right, one last one, and then we'll pair up the statements. We're gonna do this.
The scoundrel stabbing the poor man on the floor. It beggars belief.
Hold it! I really think you should stop waving that needle around.
You heard what the good coachman said before, didn't you? Ha! That hideous man stabbed the poor fellow just like this. Just like stabbing him. Stab.
Please stop stabbing the counter with your stuff, everyone. And coachman, use a coaster for your booze. Yes, that's what he said. You're right.
Oh, the Gilded Park is such a lovely little place too. I've always enjoyed resting my legs there while I get on with me knitting. And I had thought that anyone who donated such a delightful place must be a fine fellow indeed. Suppose I was wrong. Whoever would have thought he was a miserable, murdering, moneylender, mother M-words with not a scrap of remorse.
Oh, help! She's as sure can be that he's guilty now.
The old lady certainly seems to know her mind, doesn't she?
Huh. So, we just need to find 2 jurors with contradictory statements and pit them against each other. Oh, which is so much easier said than done. No, it's very easy. I'm just enjoying the ride. I'm enjoying the journey.
Is that perhaps what you were just thinking?
How'd you know?
Well, I took the liberty of doing some research in case you happen to find yourself in just such a situation. Shall I read you what I found out? It's a little long, I'm afraid.
No! No! I don't need a recap. If I have to rely on advice right from the start, how will I get on later? Ha! No! I need to work this out for myself now!
Is that perhaps what you were just thinking?
Oh, well, was this Sato who said that? How'd you know?
Well, I had a secret. I'm Joseph Joestar. Well, that sort of attitude is most admirable, Mr. Naruhodo.
I know what I have to do. Let's listen to those assertions one more time. Okay, let's pair up these statements. I'll read some more of the chat as soon as we do it. So it's this one. Excellent memory, it seems. 4 passengers with fares totaling 20 pence. Pit! There was no one else inside. Did this one right here. This one. Pit! Objection! Those 2 statements clearly contradict each other. They do. Hey, explain yourself, counsel. Explain math. Oh, I don't know how to multiply. That's why my wife left me. Me? Oh dear, what have I said? We're swearing on Silverblaze's main and name. Is that the name of a horse? I haven't the first idea what you're talking about. Queen Katie, is there Uma Musume named Silverblaze? Oh, pacing animation. This is cool. According to the group testimony we've heard so far, I'm gonna just keep pacing as Logan reads some chat. Let's see. Yeah, Magpie was saying, I'm pretty sure it is anti-Semitic. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not sure that it originated that way, but I think the Shakespeare play might have made it that way. That's what I assume it probably came, like Shakespeare invented a lot of language. I think it was just the name of a character, but people have like come to use it in that way since then. Eglin said, the more I witness Woodrow's kid, the more I love her. Baby say someone playing guitar on the sidewalk and stood next to them, strumming a frying pan. Oh, that's cute. That's the baby that you thought was ugly, right? Oh, do me with a smiley face. Nora said, lurk, music stuff. Queen said, new mechanic coming up soon, chat. Magpie says, I imagine they just wanted to make a leprechaun joke, to be honest. Queen said, oh, yep, no Van Zeke's quirk yet. Magpie says, gotta love the vampire going, wow, what tomb did you grab that book from? See, Logan, that's because Game 2 is just an extension of Game 1, so strap in. These are 2 volumes of the same big book. Yeah, because I feel like you guys told me that this whole thing would be super long. And I feel like we are zipping through this like unreasonably fast. Queen Gate said, to be fair, Logan, there is an entirely other second game. You're just getting the tutorial for that. And Magpie says, Baruch, no self-respecting lawyer would do this. Ryunosuke, lucky for me, I have no self-respect. Magpie said, when would Cosmo have given Baruch the scar? I don't know. Maybe like yeah, because Cosmo has Cosmo been to England? Maybe Baroque visited Japan? I don't know. Magpie says, explain that timeline, Logan. Okay, here's what it is. This is what it is. So Cosmo, when he was just a baby, he was with his parents, and his parents they were outlaws, okay? Because I know that in Japan they're supposed to be closed off to the west, and they had left and they had studied abroad in England, and they met Baruch Van Zeeks. And then they fled back here, back to Japan afterward. Baruch pursued them and went there and tried to kill both the parents. He did, he killed Cosmo's parents, and he took his sword and he tried to kill Cosmo. But then it deflected back and left him a lightning bolt shaped scar on his face. And then Cosmo was raised by his uncle underneath in a little cubby hole underneath the stairs in a really, really angry and unpleasant uncle. So well, I'm gonna say Susato's dad, that he raised Cosmo, and that's why they're such good friends. They knew each other so well, and they're practically siblings. And then he was gonna go back and get revenge. So there, everything fits. It's so easy. Let's see. Quick said maybe Logan's thought is Baruch visited Japan once. There we go. See? It makes it simple. And Magpie says putting that guy in Japan would be wild. I don't know. Crazier things probably happen in this universe. So let me take a look over the YouTube chat. Derma says, how does one make a Yuri remix? I would guess if it's like, oh, you know what it is? If it's like a love song that has 2 parts, like that Christmas song, Baby It's Cold Outside, have both of them be ladies. Any type of a romantic duet. Said also, if you haven't, you should listen to Rick Astley's cover of There Is a Light That Never Goes Out. It's such a good vocalist. Like, he legit is. It's kind of a shame that he's these days really only known for the Rick roll for Never Gonna Give You Up, but he's a good singer. And Dura says, also, juror number 3 looks like your man out of Clockwork Orange. I said a little bit of that before because of the switchblade knife. I even said I wish I could do like a Malcolm McDowell. Roddy McDowell is someone else. Malcolm McDowell impression. But I am liking more that he's just like a little one-slur dude. Anyway, I should read some, not read some chat. I should read some game. I should play some game. There were 4 passengers on the omnibus on the night in question. And according to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, he took 20 pence in fares. Quite right. I have those precise details typed neatly here in front of me. And juror number 5 also told us the following. The fare for the omnibus is always 4 pence.
That is right. It is fair and convenient, single price. Just the way London's carriages should be operated.
But that doesn't add up at all. Literally add up, or multiply up, if you want to be quicker. In fact, it leaves a glaring discrepancy in the facts.
Hey, why, man, why?
4 passengers paying 4 pence each. If you do the multiplication, then you get a baby, because that's what multiplying is. It would be 16 pence. Exactly. As I said, it doesn't add up. The figures are different. By 4 pence, in fact. Or precisely, one person's fare. So Ryunosuke seems to think that there was another passenger in there, which is possible. I'm going to say no. I think he's going to run with this theory that there was a fourth passenger. We're going to find out that's not true, that Beppo was just, like I said, skimming an extra shilling off of everybody. Because the whole thing with Bruce Fairplay, he has a motive now, but maybe that's too obvious. But I'm going to stick with Sus and Bruce Fairplay as the killer for the moment. One person's fare? Ha! Yes! In other words, on the omnibus that night, it's distinctly possible there was another passenger we've heard nothing about! Oh, good gracious! Or maybe we'll find out there was another passenger, but that passenger was innocent and it will be Bruce Fairplay.
This can't be right. The coachmen of the guild are good, honest men. One in all, trustworthiness is our watchword.
That figures your coachman's claim would most certainly do. That figures your coachman claims most certainly do not add up. Your watchword, good sir, is a fallacy.
I beg your pardon?
Mr. Guildmaster, I think you ought to consider that if this trial were to end now, the news will surely spread all over London. The news that one of your coachmen tried to hide the fact that he let nefarious characters ride his omnibus.
Yes. All right then, how do I make it so that miserable trial doesn't end,
You say he's innocent. Well, according to my book here, you simply launch a ball of fire into the innocent side of the set of scales.
Hold your horses there, coachman! We were all in agreement! Why do you have to go? You wait till I get my hands on you, Beppo! Wait!
Okay, so do we just need one?
This is all very irritating!
Begging your pardon, sir. I'm going to do the same. Whew. I wonder if the typewriter lady will do the same. She seems like someone who'd like math.
Oh, for the love of Mike! Not you as well!
A penny could be the difference between a smile and a tear, after all. I certainly can't put my trust in someone who doesn't follow my exacting standards in financial matters.
Oh, really?
I, for one, think it's only proper that we hear from the witness again.
Oh, well done, Mr. Naruhodo. You did it! If we can manage to change 2 more jurors' minds, we can force the trial to continue.
2 more. Actually, there is something else that's bothering me about a couple of their assertions.
Then this is where you must strike next.
So I need to pit 2 more jurors against each other and show there's another contradiction in their assertions.
Exactly. You can do it.
Hey! Well, the scales of justice have shifted, but they still weigh heavy on the side of guilt. Counsel, you have the floor again. Continue with your summation examination. I'm changing my leaning to innocent. I should like to hear what the ship slipshod bookkeeper has to say for himself. Okay, so we can't press those statements for people who've changed it. So there was no one else inside the carriage at the time, so it has to have been him. Okay. And he's saying he stuck the chap next to him, just like this. Brazen, I must say, absolutely brazen. Simply typed in, collated all the statements made thus far and drawn a logical conclusion.
Beppo's trial has to continue so I can get to the bottom of this corruption. Not guilty, I say.
Scoundrel stabbing that poor man on the floor at beggar's belief.
Okay, so it's gonna be Onceler and her, because he's saying stabbed next to him. Next to him, she says stabbed on the floor. On the floor. So let's say it before we do this in case I'm being dumb, but I'm pretty sure I've got. No, don't go there. I'm trying to click options. I'll press G for options instead of mouse. G for goptions. Go to goptions. Save my poggers. Save my poggers. And back out here. So we gotta pit you. And you. Pit. Objection. Those 2 statements are completely contradictory. Explain, counsel, post haste.
Oh, dearie me, I was only knitting a jumper for me other half.
Your husband's tiny, lady.
What is all this claptrap? What does contradictory even mean, I ask you?
His voice, I can't pin it down to something. We've heard from more than one witness. I need to read some of the chat. I'm behind. Queen Gator said, saving our client via math certainly would come full circle considering one of Logan's more famous Ace Attorney clips during Rise from the Ashes. Wow. I know, I finally got to use math. This was much simpler math, though. Queen Gator with the keyboard slam said, captions read what Logan said into the actual swear? Queen says, fop doodles. Captions like, nah, he swore. Crystal says, my caption said F-word noodle? Queen said, yeah, exactly. I was just making a joke. I said that the captions actually put the F word, then noodles. Crystal's laughing. Queen said, so I guess you could say Bruce is in fact not doing fair play. Said Logan is about to witness peak animation that I'm shocked that Spirit of Justice didn't get to do despite coming out after this game. I wonder if it was maybe like just different people working on it? Magpie said, if the rating system is anything like game design, it's because people got tired of underlings asking. We had so much stuff codified at work just because otherwise we'd get questions from the contractor team about, is this an acceptable amount of time to use the B word or something? We had a lot of weird guidelines because they were very literal and they were very vital to our ecosystem. How much time do they spend just using the B word? It's like, all right, we're allowed 20 minutes a day of just B word. Well, here's what I think it is. I feel like when you start small with something, like let's imagine movies or video games, something like that, a rating system. If it's small, not a whole lot of them are getting produced. You can just say, do it on a case-by-case basis. You can have bosses looking over your shoulder, make sure yeah, that feels right. But once you start to balloon up to such a large amount, you can no longer just trust. You have so many people doing it in so many different cases, you have to have like these overly strict guidelines, and it gets a little bit too by the book. And it kind of bugs me sometimes because it's very inconsistent. Like, for example, there's a movie called Waiting for Guffman. And you watch it, and it's like, it's not a bad movie. I mean, first of all, it's a good movie. It's a very funny movie. But as far as like bad content, it's not a bad content movie. There's a couple of like slightly dirty jokes in it, but it got an R rating because the concept of Waiting for Guffman is there's the small town that they're trying to put on like a pageant, and they hear that a big name reviewer is gonna come and watch it, and they're thinking they're all gonna get famous, okay? And there's a scene where they're showing the auditions of all these townspeople. And there's a bit where this one guy comes in and he's like, my audition scene is gonna be from the movie. I wanna say it was Raging Bull, but maybe I'm wrong, never seen Raging Bull. And he just turns around and goes, did you F my wife? I'm asking you, did you F my wife? So he uses the F word twice in one scene, both of which refer to the sexual act. And that was, boom, instant R. And it's like, dude, it was like done and over in a few seconds. Like that should be PG-13 at worst. Whereas there are other movies, like My Best Friend's Wedding, with Julia Roberts, where there's a scene where she, this movie got a PG-13 rating, and there's a scene where she is, I think she's like in a department store and runs into someone, and someone's asking her like, what are you doing here? And she looks to her gay best friend, and she's pretending that he's her boyfriend. And she's like, oh, I had to stop by here for a quick F. Yep, just wanted to F him real quick. And she used the F word twice in the same scene, both times in relation to sex. And that got a PG-13, and that movie has a ton more like innuendo and sex jokes all throughout it. Anyway, that's neither here nor there, but it just bugs me because like they have these stupid rules, they're not even applied consistently, and and in their inconsistencies, they're just the opposite of what they should be. Anyway. Let me take a look at YouTube chat. Dermo says, as a slur, it's always confused me, that name. Talking about the character from Merchant of Venice. Shylock was a flawed but sympathetic character. I mean, the ending monologue is a cry against prejudice, but I guess England wasn't ready for that. Yeah, that's the one, you guys may have heard it. Merchant of Venice is the famous one where it's like, a rose by any other name would smell sweet. If you prick me, do I not bleed? And yeah, it's like showing that even though there is prejudice against him for being Jewish, he's still a person just like everybody else. But he also was the bad guy, and so he's considered a villainous character of Jewish descent, and it's a whole thing. But yeah, it's unfortunate the way things evolve and what they become. But anyway, let's play some more of the game. Where are we right now? We've heard from more than one witness that they allegedly saw the actual moment when the defendant stabbed the victim. Now, out of curiosity, juror number 3. What? Can't you see I'm busy here? How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim? What sort of motion was it? Oh, want to test me, do you? Oh, it was like this. Tuck the fellow next to him without even getting up, just like the prim banker said. Yes, that was Mr. Fairplay's testimony. Quite true. Now then, juror number 6. Oh, is that me, is it? What can I do for you, young man? She's going with the one with Beppo where he said he plunged it downward, right? How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim, madam? Oh, well, dear, as far as I understand it, it was like this. Stop stabbing the counter! He stabbed the poor man after he collapsed on the floor. The coachman said so. Now, don't move! Can she at least take the needle out of the thing? No, don't move! Take a look at these two jurors. He stuck the fellow next to him without even getting up. And he stabbed the poor man after he'd collapsed on the floor. Oh, well, I never! They're stabbing in totally different directions. I would always stab in one direction if I were a stabbing man. I'm a stabbing man. What? Bless me stitches! What a muddle! What this tells us is that there's a strong possibility one of the witnesses isn't telling the truth. Oh! But why? Why the dickens would they lie? I don't know that yet. But what I do know is that if the trial ends at this point, we may never find out. We may never know the real truth. Ha! Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, can you really let that happen in all good conscience? Lies, you say? Oh, dearie me! I can't abide people telling lies! So wait, hang on, if we go a whole trial, it doesn't end up getting a guilty right away and doing this thing, which I assume will probably happen every trial. Like, if we were to get a not guilty verdict, would Van Zeeks get his chance to do the same appeal? Or is it only the defense that gets this? The scales.
I don't believe it.
Wait! Now hear this, my fellow jurors. I warn you, you cannot listen to this man. Look at him in his black suit. He is clearly some devious Eastern sorcerer using magic on us all. If I could use magic, do you really think I'd be putting myself through all this?
Answer me this, Dark Jinx.
Huh? Me?
What exactly is the problem?
What if two witnesses have slightly different recollections of events? What of it?
Well, let's say the guy did stab the victim as he was sat next to him in the omnibus. And this young dandy saw him do it. And now let's say the victim collapsed on the floor and the guy stabbed him again. And this old lady saw him do it. Well, what's to say it didn't happen like that,
Who are you calling a dandy, sir? Why, I should take this knife to you. How are you calling old? Why, I should take this needle to you? I'm only 37. Smoke a lot of premature aging, bad genetics. But my husband's into it. Oh, they're ready to kill each other now. Huh. But could the foreman of the jury be right? Did the two witnesses see two different moments of the same crime? I'm gonna save again. I'm gonna check my court record. I think we should check the, because we'll probably have to present evidence for it. It's probably in the autopsy report. Probably says he was like stabbed once, like one and only time, something like that, right? Court record, autopsy report. Where's that? Oh, result of a single stab wound to the abdomen. So we got this. Okay, I should read some chat though. Hit the 2-hour mark right there. This stream has been flying by. Queen Kitty said, we're walking in 3D. Gasp technology, rah! I know we got like a full body and everything. I would imagine like a lot of the characters in the previous games probably don't even have a lower half to their body because you only see them from the waist up. I mean, sometimes like the witnesses you pan out and you see, but still. Queen says, oh, Logan, Silverblaze is a Sherlock reference, lol. The Adventure of Silverblaze. That is one I have not gotten to. So thank you very much. That's awesome. Crystal says, I only thought about Silver and Blazer from Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. Queen Katie says, I looked up Silver Blaze Horse, and as I was typing, one of the results said Sherlock Holmes, and I went, there's no way. Said captions, it's going to be one slur. That's what he is. He's one slur. He's one slur. Magpie says, in the case of our games, we had 3 different ratings for the stories within our games, and originally only a certain number of B words were allowed within middle rating. But because of the genre of the story, very reality TV, we loosened up the rules for the middle rating. But either way, it needed numbering lol. That makes sense. Oh, I'm almost caught up, so I'm gonna turn slow mode off on Twitch because I'm almost caught up. Thank you to either Vero or Crystal, whoever turned it on. But I'm almost caught up there. Let me take a look over the YouTube chat. Dermo says age rating systems as well, I assume it's supposed to be is inherently flawed, as different people and cultures have different ideas of inappropriate. Well, yeah, I mean, and that's definitely true as well. It's also not only just like different people in different cultures in terms of like different countries, but when you have a nation as large as the United States, for example, different states within this country have widely different predominant cultures in terms of what type of things are like language, for example, what type of language is and isn't appropriate. It's like highly subjective. I kind of, I'm not gonna go into that. I wish we had a better system set up, is all I'll say. But yes, anyway, sip of water, and we'll get back into this. So see, did the 2 witnesses see 2 different moments of the same crime? It's out of the question. Oh crap, I accidentally clicked the Twitch screen instead of the game. I am dumb. It's out of the question. Unfortunately, Mr. Foreman.
Eh? What is it you do?
Is that a slur also? I'm paranoid that they're all just using slurs against each other. Come on out with it! Ha! What you're suggesting is impossible. It's out of the question. Who?
Well, what are you talking about, man? How can you possibly say that?
Do you realize I'm only doing me job? As foreman of the jury, I have a responsibility to steer everyone in the right direction. So where's your evidence, man? That's what we want to see. I say the 2 witnesses saw 2 different moments of the same crime. You say that's out of the question. Well, show me proof. It looks like the only way I'm going to convince him is to present him with something he can't dismiss. Some irrefutable hard evidence. As you wish. That means I love you and Princess Bride. What? I mean, I just like you. I'll give you the proof. It's out of the question that the 2 witnesses saw 2 different moments of the same crime as proven by... It's gonna be the autopsy report. I'm gonna save just in case. Just in case I'm dumb. Which, as we have established previously, is always entirely within the realm of possibilities. It's gonna be autopsy report. Present! Take that! Take that! This is the victim's autopsy report. According to what's written here, Mr. Mason was stabbed in the abdomen only once.
Eh? Only once? Every time I stabbed someone, he'd got a double stab it. It's common sense. What if the first one doesn't do it?
Ha! It's quite simple. The victim was stabbed precisely 1 time. Which means the witness can't possibly have seen it happen 2 different times. All right, I can see defeat. Oh. Yay. And the foreman's not gonna do it too? Huh? Wait, that means 4 jurors are now leaning to not guilty.
Yosh! We've done it, Mr. Naruhodo! We've won! Ooh! Gonna leave me hanging? Gonna leave me hanging here, broski? Come on, don't leave me hanging. Don't leave a sister hanging.
Hubbub, hubbub, hubbub. Why is he leaving his sister hanging? What are you playing at, you dandy fool? Shut your trap, sir. No one deceives me. He's realized he's got multiple earrings. But we had a consensus! I said shut your trap. I know a liar when I see one. And if the chap ever dares to cross the threshold of my shop, I say I say every last hair of his hand. I want to go home. Please tell me he's a barber. Well, I'm in a quite remarkable turn of events. The defense's summation examination has flipped the balance of the scales of justice. The jurors now stand at 2 for guilty and 4 for not guilty. Accordingly, there is no longer a large enough majority among the jury for me to adjudicate. And the trial must continue! How long is this gonna last? Oh. I hereby ask the defense, prosecution, and witnesses to return to their places. And I call upon all of you to continue to pursue the truth. Yay! So, Lord Van Zeeks, continue to substantiate the case for the prosecution, if you please. Glug, glug, glug. Sorry, my buzz is starting to wear off. No, I'm gonna drink it. No, not yet. Not yet. Whoa! That was a nice glass, bro! Having savored the rich aroma of the carmine contents of this hallowed chalice, it may seem crushed to crush it to dust. Pray forgive the discourtesy. Lord Van Zeeks! Is it cold in here? Or is it just my nipples? As your antiquated tome no doubt says, the prosecution may not speak during a summation examination. So I honored a deathly silence and listened to the charade. Or would I say charade? I don't know. It seems I overestimated the intelligence of the jury. Well, no matter. There is nothing so hard to prove as a self-evident truth, it would seem. No. And why else would we grace the courtroom with our presence, after all? So, let us proceed to the next round of battle. Slowly zooming into my face. Closer, closer. You can almost feel my breath on your neck. Whoa! Oh, okay, got rid of his cape. He's got epaulets! Epaulets! Bring forth the witnesses once more. Is that the quirk you guys were talking about? He's got epaulets. He got rid of his cape. Okay, he's got epaulets. Witnesses. I trust you heard the summation examination we have just had to endure. Oh, yes, sir. That we did, sir. Of course I heard it. Wait, no. What was it? Of course I heard. I was gonna make him Australian, right? Of course I can't do an Australian when I'm doing so much British. You know, right, shrimp on the barbie. No, you know, he's just going to be what he was before. Of course, I heard it.
Oh, yes, sir, I heard it.
You, sir, on the end, the coachman. I believe it's, Beppo?
Yes, sir, my lord, sir.
If it transpires that in your previous testimony you were attempting to veil the presence of a fifth passenger on your omnibus, you will suffer no negative consequences because we never punish perjury in this game series. You will be found guilty of perjury! You are advised to bear that in mind, sir. And so I advise you to continue your lie.
Oh.
Oh, that's a swear. Sort of, like in some parts of the country. It's like we were saying, in some parts of the country, it's considered taking the Lord's name in vain. Now then, witnesses, I hereby call on you to testify before the court again. You will explain the various misgivings brought to our attention by the defense's summation examination. Witness testimony. So it's going to be a whole new testimony. Various misgivings. Okay, let's save before we do this. I wanna read some chat, even though I was close to catching up. I want to make sure I don't get like super far behind again. By the way, we're past the 2-hour mark, getting close-ish. Like eventually, 20 minutes away from the 2.5-hour mark. If people on Twitch want to start keeping an eye out for raid suggestions, it'd be appreciated. Let's see. Crystal says Queen Katie laughing. Magpie says also, is it a rose by another name from Romeo and Juliet? Is it a rose by any other? Oh wait, is it the name on you and Captain? Okay, if you prick us, do we not bleed? Is Merchant of Venice? Hang on, I'm gonna check. You might be right. Magpie. You might have out Shakespeared me. A rose by any other name. Oh, you're right. That is Romeo and Juliet. I am sorry. I just peddled misinformation about Billy Shakespeare. I'm so sorry, Magpie. Thank you for keeping me honest. But it's the if you do not prick, if you prick me, do I not bleed, or whatever. It's that one. That's the one from Merchant of Venice, right? I'm sorry. I got them mixed up. I am so sorry. Crystal says, MF pulled a they're a witch and a timestamp. 1 hour, 58 minutes. Look at that, I'm less than 15 minutes behind. Eglin said, may need to step out early to finish this final. I keep getting distracted. Oh, totally understandable. Oh crap, I accidentally clicked ahead. There. Totally understandable, Eglin. Thank you so much for being here, though. I hope the final goes well. Hope you kick butt. Krista with an injustice we trust said, just because I miss him. Logan, you are not dumb. The game is the dumb one. It just reminds me of that Simpsons meme with Principal Skinner. It's like, am I out of touch? No, it's the children who are out of touch. Krista says, oh, Juror 3 has a knife because he's a barber. That makes more sense. I think that was just Ryunosuke doing an excuse. I don't think he's a barber. He's not a barber. I don't know what he used that knife for, but he's not a barber. Crystal says, white, not a very sharp scissor. Katie counter. And then Magpie says, yes, Baroque hours. Come on, Twitch. Shattered Glass 1. Vero, are you here? We had Shattered Glass on stream. So that's his quirk, is shattering glasses, I guess. Let me take a look over at YouTube. I am still caught up on YouTube. Okay, let's get back to the game. What did Beppo say that I missed it?
I only carried 4 passengers that night, but
well, I, for one, was told I had to pay 5 pence for the bus. See, it's like I said, it wasn't that there was an extra passenger, unless he's saying that to cover for someone.
He fiddled us on the fare. Are you allowed to do that? Is it okay that he fiddled another man? It's back in olden times. I don't know what you're allowed to do. He fiddled us on the fare, he did. And then I saw that blood-curdling sight as well. It's all too much.
I tell you, I saw McGilded stabbing that man. Everything I said before stands.
Oh, yes, he stabbed him. Yes, he did. I think so, yes.
Oh, that's everything? Council, make sense of this for me, please.
The phantom 5th passenger conjured into existence by my learned Eastern friend never existed. The confusion has arisen from the coachman's sly little
Need to check the pronunciation on this. Cozinage? Let's see. I got to get to a dictionary here. Cousinage. Was that too? Wait. You guys probably can't hear that because I no longer have desktop audio on. They're going cousinage. Yeah. So you guys can't hear that because I had to change everything. The confusion has arisen from the coachman's sly little cousinage. I got to check what the definition of that was. Cousinage, the practice of cousining. That doesn't help. Number 2, the condition of being cousined. That doesn't help. Let me look up cousining. Cousin. Oh, to cheat, deceive, or trick. Okay. You could have said trickery, bro.
Pepe, explain yourself. I'm terribly sorry, Guildmaster. The guild fare is 4p across the board. You know that. Am I to understand you've been overcharging our passengers by a penny a fare? Oh, it's so cold. And the player understands he would like to have an affair with Penny. He'd love a penny affair. He likes penny nickels. And the last run of the day is always half empty.
You have been dishonest, coachman.
I'm sorry. You're a disgrace, Beppo. A disgrace. And your selfish actions have brought dishonor on the entire guild.
I don't know if having your boss in the jury is... That's not allowed, right?
If I may, sir. I had to pay 10p on the bus just last week.
What?
4 passengers at 5p each is, yes, 20p. I know basic multiplication. I've done the arithmetic 10 times already, but I just can't make the result come out differently.
No, that figures. Well, it would appear that one of the aforementioned misgivings has already been explained. So, counsel for the defense, your cross-examination, if you please.
We've already had the pleasure of a protracted summation examination today. I see you intend to continue the parlor games.
Yeah? Absolutely! Cross-examination! Various misgivings. Okay, let's save again, and then we're gonna cross-examine these guys. Figure out what the heck is going on. Save. Let me read a couple more comments in the chat, though. Already missed you, chat. There we go. Crystal says, gosh, he's so cool. And then Bucky! How you doing, Bucky? Welcome. Says he's non-kid. Is that, so those aren't epaulets, that's just what his flesh looks like? It's some kind of skin condition. Thank you for being here, Bucky. Thank you for the Doritos. Queen said, Logan, are you really asking that after witnessing the man break a chalice? I don't know. I thought maybe his quirk was gonna bite people on the neck. So apparently his quirk is breaking glasses. Magpie says, you gotta think Steve Irwin to get Australian. I always try to think of, what was it? There was an old Simpsons episode that made fun of, what was the guy's name? Paul Logan? I think that's his name. Crocodile Dundee. Yeah. That's not a knife, this is a knife. That sort of thing. But yes, Steve Irwin, the crocodile. Like, crikey, mate, isn't she a beauty? I miss Steve Irwin, poor guy. Over on YouTube, Toshi says baked a cake while listening to the stream. Here's a piece for everyone. Oh, you guys should check on YouTube. Toshi has, let's see how many pieces of cake. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 pieces of cake. Over on YouTube, all in emote form. 18 pieces of cake, and Toshi says, save one for your mother's birthday. Ah! Oh, hey, speaking of which, it is after midnight on the East Coast. Granted, my mom's here in the same time zone as me in Mountain, but can we all sing happy birthday to my mom? I think a lot of people are probably lurking in AFK and stuff like that, but I would like to sing happy birthday to my mom. It's tomorrow. So let's sing Happy tomorrow birthday to you. Happy tomorrow birthday to you. Happy tomorrow birthday, dear my mom. You guys don't say my mom, you say your mom. This is the one time you're allowed to say your mom. Happy tomorrow birthday to you. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna try my best to make sure that she has as good as possible of a birthday tomorrow. Okay, let's get back in this. Get back in the game here.
I only carried 4 passengers that night.
Press. Hold it! So, there were only 4 passengers on your carriage, but you didn't charge them the standard 4p fare? Is that right?
It's impossible to make the last run of the day. Hey! I was so cold, it was all I could do to stop myself passing out.
It seems like this is correct. I mean, then he wasn't technically perjuring himself in terms of the number of people there, but I still think that the stabbing downward thing. I'm getting chilblains? What are these words they're using? Chilblains. Okay, chilblains. Definition, chilblains, also known as pernio, are small, itchy, painful, or tender red/purple bumps that appear on the skin, typically on fingers, toes, and ears or nose. They are abnormal, locally inflammatory reaction to cold, but not freezing, and damp conditions, often resulting from rapid rewarming of cold skin. I've never heard of this before. Okay, I'm getting chilblains. I should just be able to say I'm getting chills. I'm getting chilblains just listening to you. How do you know that in English, Rionosuke?
It was terrible. I wanted to give myself a pat on the back for even keeping the bus running. Doesn't a delicate coachman deserve an extra penny or penny per passenger?
You're digging a deeper hole for yourself here. I mean, I guess better for him to lose his job than to get convicted of perjury. If only there had been a 5th passenger on the omnibus that night. Then we would have had another suspect. Well, I, for one, was told to pay 5p for the bus. Hold it! Does that mean everyone on board that night paid 5p instead of 4? Well, I paid 5p too, sir. And I just told you that I did.
A flat fare of 5p across the board?
It's not something to be proud of. The so-called discrepancy my learned friend identified was nothing of the sort. New sprite animation. Much like the phantom killer you so desperately needed. It's gone. Dead. And buried. I'd have been happy if it had ever existed in the first place. He filled us in the fare, he did, and then I saw that blood-curdling sight as well. It's all too much. Hold it! This blood-curdling sight, you mean the murder, I presume? Yes, sir. A loathsome sight. No one should have to witness the horror in the eyes of a man the moment his life is taken. Oh, well, not exactly, sir. I mean, I didn't actually see the exact moment the gent was stabbed. Ah, good gracious, really? We have another witness who did, however. The banker has already testified to it. But Mr. First didn't actually see the point at which the victim was killed. That may turn out to be very significant. I heard the banker gent next to me take a sharp intake of breath, see? That's when I looked through the glass. That's when I saw that horrible blade poking out from his belly, all covered in blood. Oh, every time I see a knife now, I can't help screaming, even when I'm eating. You just saw juror number 3 with a knife. Okay, so we're probably gonna be showing that Fair Play has a motive to lie about this because of his debt to McGilded. I tell you, I saw McGilded stabbing that man. Everything I said before stands. Hold it! This is a bit of a long testimony. So you saw the defendant, Mr. McGilded, stabbing the victim, Mr. Mason, who was sitting next to him? That's what I said, isn't it? It was bothering me before, this was. For just a brief moment, he hesitated before answering the question. Anyway, there was only the two of them inside. The carriage wasn't there. There has been much talk of a fifth passenger, but as of yet, zero evidence. Then what are we wasting all this time for, eh? It's black and white. The man's guilty. Something about Mr. Fairplay's testimony just jars with me. I wish I could work out what it was. So do I need to look at what the other reactions were from the other people? I thought we'd have a sound effect for that.
Oh, yes, he stabbed him. Yes, he did. I think so, yes.
Hold it! Earlier, you testified that you saw the moment when the defendant allegedly stabbed the victim, didn't you?
Oh, yes, that's right.
You said that the victim was on the floor and described the assailant holding the knife in an ice pick grip. So what it is, that's gotta be when McGilded took the knife out. So he was stabbed there and probably slumped over on the floor and he pulled it out, so he's holding it over him. But not having stabbed him, it's having removed it, right? Oh, and then also with the grip. Oh, are there fingerprints? Oh no, he's wearing gloves, right? Can we check the gloves? I mean, how do the gloves look for that type of a thing? Because a different grip, this would be a stabbing next to you. This would be a pulling it out motion. Yeah, that would be like, yeah, the blood is right here instead of down here. So never mind, that doesn't make sense for pulling it out, but it also doesn't make sense for him to have stabbed that way.
I suppose I might have, yes, put the cart before the horse, maybe.
What's this?
Well, I'm quite sure about most of it. I was driving the horses when I heard a scream from the seats on the roof deck.
Oh, I expect that was me, sir.
Then when I turned around, yes, I saw it through the skylight. The gentleman was on the floor and the knife was sticking up from his midriff. That's right, yes, and the fellow holding a handle was the famous man, yes.
So, in short, you didn't see the moment when the victim was actually stabbed at all.
I really thought I did, but when I could go over it getting me aid, no, I suppose I didn't actually see the precise moment.
What? Okay, it's getting my attention there. Why are you so subtle, man? I can't tell if you're slightly upset by what's happening. Let's read some chat. This game is not being very subtle. I'm still almost caught up to chat. Let's see. Queen Gator said, so Logan, Derma was asking about this in spoiler chat, but no, in the original Japanese version, they did not refer to McGilded as that guy, yeah, from Shakespeare, but rather just moneylender. So that was pure localization. Here's the thing, that is probably very accurate to the time period. And so it makes sense. I just, as a streamer, don't want to keep saying that. I mean, I think the very first time it set up, I was just reading along and blurted out before I even thought, because I thought it was like, oh, it's an allusion to Shakespeare. And then I stopped. Wait a second. Is that a bad thing to say? Magpie says, I sure hope I know it, considering I have a BA in English law. That's my problem, is that I decided to study film. I made that terrible mistake instead. Queen said, I'm actually keeping track of each chalice and how many times Baruch breaks them. It's a fun counter to keep through our great ace attorney. Magpie says, cousinage, Cosima, Hugh O'Connor. Oh, you're a goner, Hugh O'Connor, cousinage. Magpie says, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, dear Logan Mom, happy birthday to you. Chris says, happy tomorrow birthday, RoboMom, aka Yo Mama Logan. Quita says, happy B-Day, RoboMom. Quita said, they really said this is a game that takes place in a fancy old era. Let's use weird and odd old words. I guess that it tracks. And I'm learning words. I'm probably gonna forget them after the game is over, but it's neat. Let me take a look over the YouTube chat. Oh, and there's Toshi singing along, happy birthday, his mom. Thank you all. I'll do my best to make sure that she has a happy birthday tomorrow. Okay, let me have a sip of water. Back in the game here. Okay, so what was this mechanic again? We pursue? Is that what it is? I'm gonna save just in case I forget how this went. Because the entire last chapter, we didn't do this because there was no trial in that. And my recollections on how to do this are like a little bit vague. All right, let's get back out here. You wanna pursue, yeah? Pursue! Excuse me! Sumimasen! Do you have something to say about that, Mr. Fairplay? Now you listen to me. I know what you're thinking. He didn't really see the exact moment the fellow was stabbed. What are the chances of that? Hey! Are you asking me or telling me? He's getting flustered. I might be able to extract some new information from him if I answer him cleverly. Could he have just happened to see the exact moment the crime was committed? I'm gonna try to be clever. So, some days are just like that. What does that mean? No chances is, but I gotta be clever? I don't remember, this some days are just like it means that he did see it? I saved, right? I'm gonna save again. Cause that is weird to me. I don't know what it's saying. Some days are just like that. Cause I don't want to lose hit points, so we're gonna scum our saves in case this. I'm gonna assume I gotta sound clever. Some days are just like that. Well, I suppose some days are like that. Sooner or later, you'll see something you wish you hadn't. If you're always peeping through a skylight on the top of an omnibus. Peeping, I'm a respectable city banker, I'll have you know. And I know what I saw, I remember it as clear as a Ballarat day. What? Clear as, what? I need to keep Googling these words. Ballarat day. Definition. Okay, this is not showing us. So Ballarat is a town in Southeast Australia. I don't know what a Ballarat Day is. Ballarat Day? Yeah, let me see what Ballarat is famous for. The gold rush. Okay, so a particularly rich gold field. So, okay, maybe it's a day that you strike gold? It was a grim scene, I don't mind telling you. Thank you, Mr. Fairplay. Oh, excuse me if I was getting a little hot under the collar there, my lord. I would ask you to supplement your testimony with a clear statement about what exactly you saw. Oh, I can do that all right. I'll tell you just how grim it was. He's gonna voluntarily offer some extra detail that he didn't need to that's gonna contradict something in our evidence, probably like the photo of the dead body. Do you think I'd forget the sight of those blood-soaked hands after that butcher stabbed the man? Okay, so it's that. So we'll present the gloves to show that they weren't soaked. He had a stain and it was on the gloves, not the hand. So we're gonna keep pressing our statements though. I wanna see what happens when we just press. Hold it! Blood-soaked? Ahem, well, perhaps soaked is laying it on a little thick, but anyway, there was definitely blood all over them. Both of them were covered in it. Oh yeah, and the glove only shows one. And you saw that from the roof through the skylight. Why is he like specifying that? Well, the skylight's reasonably large, so I had a pretty good view. And there was a lamp on inside the carriage as well, so I'm quite sure of what I saw. This banker's latest statement. I feel sure there's something not quite right about it.
When you feel something doesn't add up, Mr. Naruhodo, that's when you should go have a good look through the court record.
Okay, so yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna present the gloves on that statement. Not long ago, this trial very nearly came to an end. Somehow we've managed to keep our chances alive here. I can't waste this cross-examination. I have to use it to bring some new facts to light.
If you're not careful when you press the witnesses. The danger is that the jury will end up believing something unhelpful as they did before.
Okay, so can that happen? Okay, for those who played this game, Is this a mechanic that tries to dissuade you from doing what I always do of pressing every statement, where it's like you can't do that if you do it too much, the jury will side against you? Maybe. But we can't let the fear of that happening stop us from uncovering important new information. So I need to know, am I no longer allowed to press every statement? It's gonna make me lose?
Yes, you're so right.
I need to pay careful attention here. I don't want to miss even a flicker of a reaction among these witnesses. A flicker of the subtle reaction, such as grabbing your cane, putting your teeth and going, "Ah, ah." And I heard him say something too, I can't remember what it was.
Remember, if you happen to spot one of the witnesses reacting in a strange way, don't hesitate to pursue them as to the reason.
Okay, so let's go to the final statement. Right there, it's that one. We're gonna save, just in case I'm dumb, or as Krista would say, the game is dumb. And we're gonna present the gloves. At the very least, through 2.5 hours, we'll reach the end of a cross-examination. I mean, we had a lot of tangents and diversions. Present! I think it's technically our second cross-examination, because the first one it ended with him about to declare guilty, but yeah. Objection! Blood-soaked. Hands. Well, I admit that soaked might be laying it on a little thick, but anyway, there was definitely blood all over them. Both of them were covered in it. So same thing was said when we pressed it. Heidi Babudo! Well, I'm very sorry to disagree, Mr. Fairplay, but that's more than a little peculiar. What was that? Gallop! Gifting a sub to Bucky! Bucky! You are now re-subbed! And Gallop, you've gifted a total of 79 subs over these past few years. Wow, thank you, Gallop! Bucky, you now have access once again to our bevy of emotes. If you check over on the Discord, you can go to the Hey Hey channel. You're immune to ads and all sorts of great stuff like that. Once we get some background music, let me read some more in the chat. But thank you, Gallop! That was really, really nice of you. Well, I'm very sorry to disagree, Mr. Fairplay, but that's more than a little peculiar. What? Here are the gloves worn by the defendant, Mr. McGilded, on the night in question. Oh, yes, right. And there certainly does appear to be a sizable dark-colored stain there. But, as I'm sure you can clearly see, it's only on the right-hand glove. Hog, ho, ho, I gotta nibble my cane. That's not a euphemism, I'm literally nibbling my cane. In short, Mr. Fairplay, your testimony is inconsistent! And music playing. Gah! Hang on, like, I so much as mouse over and it advances. But no, that can't be right. Sir, you're the liar, hear that? I'll kill you! I'll murder you! No jury will convict me! And if they try to, I'll take them all out with me! Why does it taste so good? I'm gonna read some more in the chat. He probably like bit his nails when he was younger. Let's see, I gotta scroll a little bit. Magpie says, honestly, based. I do that too. Oh, using like, oh, I can't hear the clip, but there's a Gallop clip playing. Hey, sorry for talking over it. It's so quiet again. Maybe it was good that it was kind of quiet for a second. But everything that I had to that I had to turn the volume down on before is like now super quiet. Oh, it's so inconsistent. I didn't even change any of the settings. Let's see, but thank you very much, Crystal, for doing the shout out for Gallop. Thank you again, Gallop, for gifting that sub to Bucky. Let's see, but yeah, Magpie, like adding old-timey words to stuff. Quicket said, I wonder what would be the wildest and oddest word to use for this game. Apparently not fop doodle, because the captions don't know what that is. Bucky said, Logan, can I give Robo-Mom birthday snacks? You can, Bucky! You know, if anybody mails them, here. I'll pass those along. Quicket said, because they really can do anything. Said, Ballarat is a major regional city in Victoria, Australia, derived from the Wadawurrung, in parentheses, Watharong. Okay, there we go. That's why I couldn't pronounce it. Aboriginal words Bala and Arat meaning resting place or camping site. Huh. Quita says shrugs, that's what I got from Google. You can always save just in case. I think I did, probably. Let me take a look over the YouTube chat. Dermo says, I have a theory. I don't think he was originally intended to be Irish. His Japanese name is in no way Irish. I think he was originally a Jewish stereotype and localizers altered it to an Irish one. Oh, that is interesting. I mean, both are ethnicities that have been historically discriminated against. So I feel like it's kind of a lateral move. Interesting, though. Toshi said, don't worry, you can continue pressing. Okay, good. I was worried that would like have negative consequences. Thank you, Toshi, for that peace of mind. And Derma says, that would explain the historical impossibility. His character design, even by AA standards, doesn't look Irish in the slightest. Or maybe I'm just going mad. You're right, he really doesn't. Can we take a look at what, I want to look at his face again. Does he look like a Jewish stereotype? People. I mean, not really. He just looks like a weird little dude. But yeah, that's not like an Irish stereotype. At least not any that I've seen. I'm not sure. Let me have a sip of water and we'll continue playing. We are, by the way, once again past the 2.5 hour mark. So if you got raid suggestions, I would love to hear those. For the Twitch side. Okay. Gar. That's right, you were quite clear about it. You said, oh, it was both hands. Gonna try again. Oh! I feel like he doesn't swing very high, he just goes like, It's very like polite slap. It's very downplayed from what we're used to. Mr. Fairplay, if your last statement was a lie, it calls your entire testimony into question. You say you saw the moment the victim was stabbed, but is that really true? Or the truth? Hi, well, hi.
Objection!
See, he has a good wind-up. It was a simple mistake. You can't justify accusing this man of lying. Yes, it wasn't both hands. How do you say both hands with a translation? It wasn't both. Want to suck your blood wasn't both hands. It was only one. But the fact remains. Oh, it's a different point. It's with this hand now. Over the shoulder. The victim's blood was on the accused. Objection! He's so dramatic with his poses. No, Mr. Fairplay categorically stated that he saw blood all over both hands, which means there's a strong possibility that this witness was deliberately trying to mislead the court. Why? I'm a city banker, for pity's sake. My word should be the gold standard. I'm a gentleman, not some gutter snipe. Upstanding members of society don't prevaricate. He's claiming to have no reason to lie. Okay, so now we're gonna present the ledger that shows that he was indebted to McGilded as well. But is that really the case?
Mr. Naruhodo! If we had some evidence to explain why Mr. Fairplay might be lying, it could turn the tide in this trial completely!
Something to show this man had a compelling reason to lie in his testimony. There is evidence. I'm gonna save again, because I'm 99% certain what it is. But you never know with this game series. So I gotta scum my saves. Alright. I almost clicked it to assuming the top would be correct. I have evidence! My lord. Yes, counsel. See, it's a little... The defense is ready to present evidence. Oh, by Jove! Thank you, Gallop. I'll read some chat. I'll just finish. By Jove, are you sure? Thank you, Gallop. I'm almost caught up to chat still, but I will read some more. Magpie says, I don't believe so, no, unless the game does a specific you only have one chance thing. You can press everything, and I'm not sure if this game has that at all. So thank you as well, Magpie, for confirming what Toshi said. Bucky says, thank you very much for the sub. My snacks be upon ye. Crystal with raid suggestions. Thank you very much, Crystal. Always being our MVP of raid suggestions. Let me copy these over into my text file because we're going to need to be making use of these a little bit later on. If you're lurking, don't worry, we're not winding down yet. We're just trying to plan ahead. We still got plenty of time left in the stream. I'm just copying these over. So thank you very much, Crystal. Let's see, and then there was a shout out for Gallop, and can we get it with a timestamp? 2 hours, 38 minutes. Look at that, I am less than 10 minutes behind. Crystal said, never mind, it's not quiet? Laughing, Gallop, oh gosh. So was it still very loud when Gallop started screaming there? I could tell, maybe it was just a quiet moment in the game. But I probably need to like go through and like watch the entire VOD at some point and see all the levels. But everything changed since last time. I don't know why it changes, but it changed. Let's see. Quiggin says, captions, bop doodle. It still can't get a pop doodle. Hope the captions got it that time. Probably not. I probably paused too much in between syllables. Galp said, me getting quoted in games. Nothing new with that. Chris said, same, but mine is still a noodle. And another timestamp, 2 hours, 43 minutes. Oh, I'm only 3 minutes behind in the chat. Okay, let's keep going to the game. Okay, we got 15 minutes. We can go until there's like another twist. I think we're in good shape. Yes. Evidence that will clearly demonstrate why Mr. Fairplay had reason to lie in his testimony. Is there a reason why you don't have a dot after the Mr. there? Very well. I hereby call on the defense to present its evidence. The evidence that demonstrates a motive for the witness's alleged deception of the court. It's right here, debtor's ledger. Bruce Fairplay mentioned it. Present. Take that! This is a list of the debtors who owe money to Mr. McGilded. Oh yeah, he doesn't have a period either. Maybe they don't abbreviate misters. Maybe I just haven't noticed that yet. Yes, a list of innocent victims crippled by the accused's extortion. The point is, among the names of these debtors is your name, Mr. Bruce Fairplay. Wait! Mr. Fairplay! Are you currently indebted financially to the accused? No, well, it's barely worthy of being called a debt. According to this ledger, you owe 20 guineas, not an inconsiderable sum of money, wouldn't you say? Well, what of it? Let's suppose Mr. McGilded were to be found guilty of murder. What would become of your debt in that case? These documents state that the loan agreement is forged between two individual parties. Therefore, were the creditor, the defendant here, to be sentenced to capital punishment, all outstanding debts which were owed to him would be annulled. They would cease to exist, just like my marriage was annulled and ceased to exist. Womp womp.
He's single. I'm gonna hop on that. Cease to exist?
Mr. Fairplay? Is it not the case that you claimed in your testimony to have seen something you never, in fact, saw? In a devious attempt to annul your debt of 20 guineas to the defendant! Why does he keep eating his cane? Is it filled with chocolate? Order, Mr. Bruce Fairplay! Yes, my lord. Let me ask you again, and be aware that your answer may have most serious implications on your future, sir. Did you or did you not see the precise moment in time at which the defendant is alleged to have thrust a knife into the victim? Your silence speaks volumes! You did not tell the truth in your testimony, and we're in England! We don't have an American Constitution! There is no Fifth Amendment here! All right, now let's not make a melodrama out of this. Perhaps I did overstate the truth a pinch. A pinch? But it makes no difference.
I definitely remember seeing blood on Mr. McGilded's hands, both of them.
Objection! Okay, so maybe he's not the murderer since we already used that evidence there. So that I thought that might give him a motive later. But it sounds like that's just gonna shed doubt on his testimony. And yet, only one of the defendant's gloves, which we have here as evidence, is stained. So that's gonna suggest there was someone else in there who he mistook for McGilded.
So you keep saying...
Who?
I wonder if I might be allowed to speak, sir?
Go ahead, Mr. First.
Well, the thing is, I think I remember seeing it myself, as it happens.
Seeing what?
The blood, sir, on the assailant's hands. I think, yes. I'm almost sure that it was on both of his hands, not just one. What?
He's dead. It would appear that we're going to need further testimony from all you witnesses. Why do ladies first? Why do them 3 at a time? This time, I would like to know precisely what you did and what you did not see. Do I make myself perfectly clear?
Yes.
Mr. Naruhodo, this is good news. The course of the trial seems to have shifted slightly at least.
Yes! I might finally have a chance to turn things around here. A turnabout, as it were. Witness testimony! What the witnesses really saw. This is our 3rd testimony? Oh my goodness. I should ask Queen Katie sometime soon, like how many, I guess not exactly how many testimonies, but how far into this chapter we are. Let's save again. And let me read some chat. I guess I can catch up to chat. I'm very close to catching up. I could totally do that. I'm capable of it. All the ladies think I'm such a chat catcher-upper. Let's just exit back out here. Let's see. Queen said, maybe I should take a sleepy gummy now. It takes about 20 minutes to kick in. Well, that was the odds. The timing sounds good. Crystal says, we finishing soon. Laughing. Perfect. Queen said, yeah, but I'm saying by the time we wrap up stream, the gummy will have kicked in fully. So I think I'll do that actually. Crystal says, I think the volume for shout out is okay now, at least for me. Crystal says, Logan, do not emphasize the F. It says the F word doodle now, but I had a at the end. The F word doesn't have a at the end. Queen said, glad I missed that while getting the gummy. I wonder how the gummy works though. Where and when does the stuff in the gummy get into my system? And how does that make me sleepy? These are the questions. Queen says, add quote, he's single. I'm gonna hop on that. Magpie says, don't be silly. Fair Play's cane is clearly made of licorice. Oh, but you see the color? That means it's black licorice. Black licorice is gross. Let me take a look over the YouTube chat. Let's see, Derma says, it's the emphasis on money lending which is frowned upon in Christian tradition, Ireland being pagan/Catholic. Well, and that's part of why that, like, in The Merchant of Venice, it was a Jewish character who was a moneylender, because there was a period of time where widely throughout Christianity, it was considered sinful to lend money, right, I think? Says, which is where the Jewish stereotype came from in the first place. See, there we go. I should have just finished reading what Derma said. Derma said, unless the original Japanese explicitly refers to him as Irish, I am sticking with my crackpot theory. Honestly, it tracks. It makes sense. And then Derma says, for all investigations to all trials. For all investigations to all trials. Okay. Oh, theory for all to all. Sorry, I didn't quite understand that. I'm a bit confused. I'll read a couple more quick comments over on Twitch as well. Queen Katie said, if Logan asks soon. Oh, here we go. We're now halfway through part 2 of the guide. Okay, I assume that this chapter has got to be longer than the previous 2. The previous 2 seem to kind of whiz by fast. Queen Katie said, I knew it, lol. And then Crystal adds the quote from earlier. Okay, let's see what this testimony is that we're gonna have to deal with next time. Wait, did I save? I can't remember if I saved. Let me save just in case before we do this. Save. There was blood on both hands of the assailant. I sincerely and distinctly remember that. However, I suppose you might say that I didn't see the exact moment the stabbing transpired, if that matters. I remember seeing the knife, and I remember seeing both of the attacker's hands with blood on them.
I didn't actually see anything myself. No, not until I heard that scream.
Huh. Anyway, the fact remains there can't have been anyone else inside that carriage, or we all would have seen. I still feel like it's got to be either Bruce Fairplay or Lady First, because when we looked at the carriage, the skylight looked like it had a way to open from the outside. We should be asking which one was sitting in the front and which one was sitting in the back. It seems to imply that Bruce Fairplay was sitting in the back, because since he's the one who noticed it first, which would suggest he's the one that had the opportunity, that if he was sitting in the back, then Lady First would not have been able to climb in without Bruce Fairplay seeing him, unless he is covering for him for some reason, right? But maybe they're rotated around somehow? Huh. My wig, glasses, I'm old. Well, lo and behold, in truth and fact, not one of you was witness to the crucial moment the crime was perpetrated. I apologize, my lord, but honestly, there was no one else inside that carriage, and the man's hands were covered in blood. That much incriminating evidence is tantamount to saying we saw the man do it. That's really not what testimony is about. Let us examine the interior of the omnibus once more. The victim's fresh blood is clearly visible on the seat, corroborating the witnesses' accounts. In other words, there is no substantial nor insignificant change in the facts of the case. Ew. Very well. Your cross-examination, please, counsel. Yes, my lord. Okay, so we made it to this cross-examination. Cross-examination. What the witnesses really saw. Again, I suppose we have made some progress tonight. It feels like a lot of tutorial stuff and a lot of running around and not accomplishing a whole lot. But I suppose when you look at it, we did two testimonies. And a, whatever that thing was called, the examination, supplication, I don't know, it's the summation examination thing. And now we've reached another testimony. Let me fully catch up in chat now. Magpie says, I like black licorice there. So you're the one? You're why they keep making it? Because I don't know of anyone else who likes black licorice. Queen Gator said, love that Logan looked over to YouTube right before the message where I answer him on how far we are in the case. Oh, let me see. Oh, you mean I looked at YouTube before seeing it on Twitch? Okay, because there are more comments over on YouTube. And Dora says, from all investigations to all trials. Okay, from, gotcha, thank you, Dermo. Crystal says, quote, the F word doesn't have an in the end. My captions did not hear the sound. Maybe it doesn't think it's a word, it just is like a sound effect. Queen Katie says, there we go. I'll be super honest, Logan, after this testimony is part 3. That's how short part 2 was. It was just these 2 testimonies on the guide. Well, technically there were 3, but only 2 that we really fully presented evidence in a cross-examination. The other one was just pressing everything. Queen Katie says, add quote, my wig, glasses, I'm old. And there, 2 hours, 28 minutes, and 50 seconds. I caught up to chat for the first time of the night on Twitch. Yay. I mean, I guess I could have caught up earlier. There's like a bunch of times I was getting kind of close. We did have a number of people who seemed to have headed out for the night. But we made some progress. We made some good progress. I don't know if it's good or not. I will leave that up to you. But also, now is a really good opportunity. I should, it's been a little while since I've done this. Paste over into YouTube our link tree. There it is over on the Twitch chat as well. This has all of our social media, including a Discord invite, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, I almost said TikTok, and all of that stuff. So feel free to check it out as you see fit or ignore it. It is entirely up to you. So for right now, I also want to give our lurkers a rundown on the channel. This is very important, so hang on one second. We stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays, but very important, tomorrow's stream is canceled. There is no stream tomorrow because it is my mom's birthday. We normally play a different game tomorrow, so that is not happening. Instead, the next stream will be Sunday, and that is when we are going to be continuing where we're leaving off with this cross-examination right here. So right now, I'm going to initiate a raid over on the Twitch side for one of the raid suggestions that Crystal gave us. Here's also a raid message. You can copy that over to your clipboard. Should you feel so inclined to join us for the raid, I hope you will. Crystal says, Thop Doodle. Queen said, thank you for the very testimony stream. Sleepy. So did it work as the gummy? I'm assuming it's melatonin, right? Isn't that what it is? Kicked in? Is that the right word? Melatonin? Queen Gator said, see y'all on Sunday. And Beck says, thank you for the very licorice cane stream. Longa. Wait, was it Vex who said? Which one of you said that you like the licorice? Oh, it was Magpie. Yeah, Vex, I don't know. I think Magpie might be making it up. I don't know. Queen says, melatonin, yes. Crystal says, see you next stream. Over on YouTube, Dora says the summation, situation, proclamation, declaration, provocation. It's that oratrice mécanique, whatever cardinal thing. And then Dora says, adios. Magpie's, Crystal saying, see you next stream. Magpie said, good night, Logan. Magpie will take your black licorice. You're welcome to all of it. Crystal said, thank you for the very nom cane stream. Thank you all for being here. Have a wonderful Friday. I'm gonna miss you guys. I'm looking forward to my mom's birthday, but I'm gonna miss you guys because I gotta go 2 days without you. Have a wonderful Friday, wonderful Saturday. We'll see you on Sunday for the continuation here. I love and appreciate you all. Thank you for hanging out with me. This was a lot of fun, as always, but it was fun because of you guys. Thank you for being a wonderful community and my friends. Anyway, the raid's about to start. Everyone on Twitch, enjoy the raid. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye, 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 bye. And over on YouTube, thank you for being here as well. I know I don't have like a way to raid you out, at least not that I know of effectively, but I appreciate you being here. And have a wonderful rest of your night. Have a great Friday and a Saturday. Hope to see you back on Sunday as well. You're wonderful, and I appreciate each and every one of you as well as those watching the VOD after the fact. If you're watching the VOD and made it to the end here, I appreciate you. Thank you for your support and hopefully your friendship as well. And all of you, have a good night.